So we were in the Doom Vault, and the Naga, her name was Urvanis, if I recall correctly. It's in my
Yes.
notes. She told us to go kill this hag. We went in and we went and found this, what we thought was a red wizard, and we decided the red wizard wanted us to kill this Naga, and we decided to go along with that because we wanted to be in the good graces of a red wizard, because we figured, okay, that would actually help us in the Doom Vault.
Red Wizard also has a map of the Doom Vault.
Yeah, and she had a map of the Doom Vault. Yep, and then we decided to deceive the Naga by taking the head of one of her the Red Wizard's zombie minions. And unfortunately, that didn't work. And then if we found out that this Red Wizard was actually the hag, and while we were hanging out with the hag, or with the red wizard who we thought was a red wizard, she had us drink this water that was supposed to give us health and some temporary hit points and bonuses to our constitution. We fought the Naga after we got bamboozled by the hag, and we ended up killing the Naga, and then we left the room that the Naga was in because there was this dragon turtle that Neris banished. So we were going to another room so that we weren't going to deal with the dragon turtle after the banishment spell wore off. But then we ended up getting, because of the water we drank, because the hag tricked us, and we ended up in this other dimension where we were facing illusions of like people from our past and stuff. And then we met up at this fountain, and then from there we went on a path, and we ended up at a tavern, supposedly, and we learned that it was supposedly in this village that we know is no more because it became the Mare of Dead Men, but forget what the village was called back in those days. But
It was close. It was called Mare de Lane.
Yep. Okay. So, and that's where we are now.
All right. That's pretty good. That is good. That is a very good synopsis of what happened last week. Is that you guys have you drank the Kool-Aid that the hag was offering you, because you guys were pretty badly beat up, and the Kool-Aid was going to be healing you. So you guys did drink it. And however, you didn't realize that after you drank it, it took a period of time, but it has affected your minds. And now it appears that you are stuck in this realm. You're not sure if this is a second, a different plane of existence, or you are hallucinating this, or these are all images. You can't really tell, but you do some of you recognize that this is clearly not real. These are all, what you're seeing everywhere around you is clearly just images. But when you come up to this inn, it appears that when you're in this world, there's some sort of form of logic where something is leading you towards where you're supposed to go. Like, you guys were walking around in this aimlessly in the forest, and everything looks like it was exactly uniform, and then this light came and directed you towards this inn. So there's some form of logic in where you are. So now that you came up to this inn, the inn looks like it's a pretty, a warm, inviting place in general. It's called the Three Witches Inn. You guys came, knocked on the door, and the person who answered was a young lady named Katrina. You guys immediately suspecting some sort of treachery. You kind of went in aggressively, but she doesn't seem to be, she didn't seem to know anything, or nothing that you can tell. She called. She called, and then her sister Sabrina came down. And now you guys, they're kind of they're a little miffed that you guys came in aggressively, started grabbing. You guys were very threatening. They are acting like, or you don't know if they're acting or if they truly are oblivious. They're acting like they are just innkeepers to the Three Witches Inn, and you guys are just kind of barging in and being aggressive. You guys are able to convince Zarek to at least let Katrina go. She kind of withdraws, holding her hands, holding her arm where she was grabbed. And the two of them look at you and they say, well, you folks seem to be very, very, you seem to be very, very tired and have been traveling a long time in the woods. And it seems like you need the services of an inn. And strangely, this is that this place is in from what they told you, Mer de Lane is a place that exists in the Sword Coast, but existed a couple of 100 years ago. And they said that you guys are in the town of Mirdelin, and they don't seem to be at all fazed by the fact that there's a Githyanki, a Gith and a Tabaxi with you. They don't even seem like that's anything strange. Where you kind of figure that that's something that would stand out.
I look at Zarlak and I says, I didn't listen to your intuition in the previous situation, but my intuition's kind of ringing that this place isn't right for some reason. You mentioned that you had the Gith had a way to maybe look into, glean some insight from the minds of people. So I would suggest that maybe you do this to one of these young elf ladies here, and if they don't have anything to hide, they shouldn't be scared of you doing that.
Yeah, I mean, are they in front of us while he said this?
I don't mind it. I don't care if they hear me, actually. Because if they get if they're too worried about it, then I would suggest that you do it anyway.
I look at the two and ask if this is acceptable, and tell them that there will be no harm done.
So they look at each other and they say, you know what? Well, why don't we call Alina down here? She's the only one of us who has any real knowledge of magic, and she can maybe tell us what you're trying to do. And Sabrina says, but please, be gentle with Alina. She's a little touched in the head.
What does that mean?
She's been like this since birth. It's not a curse or any magical effect. She's always been an odd child. She's like Grandma Belinda always loved her. Always protected and cared for her. And when Belinda passed away, she just couldn't handle it, and her mind broke down a little bit. But don't worry, she's not going to hurt anybody. But she's the only one who has a little bit of a knowledge, because she spends all day just studying her books about magic.
Yeah, while she's talking, I just kind of elbow Zarlik and kind of nod.
So Sabrina calls upstairs, and you can see that there's kind of a staircase that leads to the upper floor of this inn, and there's also some back rooms where guests are expected to be staying towards the back of the inn. But the upper floor of the inn is where I guess these ladies live. And after she calls, you wait a couple of minutes, and then you hear some footsteps, very gentle footsteps, come down as a very shy it looks extremely awkward girl walks down, and she briefly glances at all of you, but she keeps her eyes focused on the floor. She's just she seems like there's something where she's just not comfortable even looking at you. And then she says, Alina, I'm sorry to disturb your rest. I just we need your help. We need your expertise. Alina kind of comes down, and she's very young compared to the other girls. She's maybe like barely barely a teenager. The other girls are a little bit older. And she comes down looking at the floor, and then she says, she mouths a hello, but barely any sound comes out. She seems so kind of socially awkward and shy. Sabrina seems very comfortable talking to you, and Sabrina says, "These fine travelers here, they want to cast a spell because it appears that they've encountered some difficulties on the road." And they want to make sure that we're not, any nefarious bandits or witches or anything like that. Sabrina says, we call this place the Three Witches Inn, but it's always, everybody in town knows that it's just, that's just the name of the place. We're not, we don't practice any witchcraft. Only Alina, in fact, Alina's the only one who knows any magic. And Sabrina kind of describes to Alina the spell that you want to cast and detect thought. And you see Alina, she just kind of looks down. She won't look at any of you. And then she looking at the floor, she just says, "It's detect thoughts. I want to cast detect thoughts." And Sabrina says, "Well, is this something that
real quick? Is that real? Is he actually casting detect thought, or is that an ability of the gift?"
No, it's not a gift ability. It's a divination spell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
And Sabrina says, "Did you see any problems with him casting that spell over here?" And you hear Alina just kind of starts mouthing the spell off. Like she doesn't cast it, but she mouthed the words of the spell, like she memorized it. And then you see her start saying, "Detect thoughts. It is a second circle divination. It takes one action to cast. The range is cast upon the caster itself, and upon that time, the caster, for the duration, can read the thoughts of certain creatures." And you see she just kind of starts mouthing it. No, Sabrina says, "Okay, Alina, just is it okay to if this gentleman casts this spell?" And Alina says, I suppose so."
Cast it on Sabrina.
Yep, that's what I was going for. I'm gonna look at Sabrina and I say, "All right, you will not feel any pain. You will feel me poking around. I'm going to gently see what's on the surface of your thoughts, and then I'm going to probe deeper. If you're okay with this, I'd prefer you if you do not resist this, and we'll go from there." And then I cast it.
You cast the spell, nothing happens. You read nothing. She looks at you and she says, "Well?"
Yeah.
And you start questioning, did I cast the spell wrong? I mean, what's going on? You read absolutely nothing.
I'm not. I look at Naris and say, either I forgot all of my magical training, or these people don't exist. Something's off. I can't get any. There's no feedback off of this.
Sabrina looks at you and says, well, we do exist. We're right here." Katrina kind of butts in and she says, she kind of looks at you. She says, "I don't know what's going on, but certainly, it's been a while since we've had any guests, and our coffers are getting kind of empty. So, would you like to stay this evening? It's getting very dark. I don't know if you can even make it back to the main road in time."
In time for what?
in time for you to get back to where you were going.
I look at Neris and say, I think we're in a dream or something like this. I don't think there's any end destination.
So I ask what the light was that led us here.
Says, well, it is known that if you saw a light, that might have been the spirit of Myrdelane. It is well known in local legends around these parts that a Fey spirit that once inhabited this place thousands of years ago protects this place still, and the Fey spirit always helps guide lost travelers out of the darkness.
Then how come you're low on money?
What?
If you got the advertisement like that to lead people here, how come you're low on money and we're all the rest of the guests?
Well, there's hardly any travelers that come this deep into the swamp. As a matter of fact, she says, as a matter of fact, I didn't want to be a proprietor of this inn. It's just when our grandmother Belinda died, Katrina and I could not leave Alina alone here. She always needs somebody to watch over her. We were just fine to live in Baldur's Gate, doing what we were doing, running our own business, selling trinkets. Baldur's Gate did exist in the time of Myrdelane.
So, is there anything we should know about? You mentioned bandits before. Are there any bandits or monsters or creatures in the woods?
Well, there's always a risk of wolves and other mysterious creatures and bandits, but we generally do not see them come around here.
So there's no monsters or anything other than your normal animals of the forest.
There are legends. There are ancient legends how the very land of Myrdelane once belonged to the ancient empire of lizard folk. But we've never actually seen lizard folk. We've never seen any ruins.
So no ruin. There's nothing in this area. I mean, what does the surrounding area look like?
He says, well, didn't you pass by the town on your way here? There's the blacksmith and there's the town hall and all the small villages. And you guys didn't see anything like that.
Yeah, how far is this town from us?
She says, it's barely 30 minutes of walk to the town center, but at this hour nobody's open, and I doubt anybody's going to open their doors to you.
And how much are you charging for us to stay the night?
She says, oh, the rate for 5 of you, 5 silver apiece.
Yeah, I don't think I'm too comfortable staying here, personally.
Well, would you rather
stay a whole night?
I'd just rather go out. Well, I'd just rather go back out and find the village they were talking about. I don't really believe there's a village, and I don't really believe that this is real. But
Alina kind of says, "Oh yes, I'm coming." And the 2 other girls kind of look at each other and then look at her, and then Alina runs upstairs, kind of in a rush. And then the girls look at you and they say, "Oh, please excuse her. She's, like I said, she's a bit touched in the head. She thinks our grandmother Belinda is still alive. It was very tragic how Belinda died, and I think that the trauma of it has really caused her to kind of withdraw back into her ways."
What did your grandmother look like?
He says, "Well, she's from when she died, she was near 80 years old. She was a very kindly young lady, very sweet. Always helped passersby. Always donated to the orphanage. very well liked among the town. But when she was young, she was said to be a very beautiful woman, quite a looker. She says, she says, Belinda, our grandmother Belinda, they said that she was dabbling in magic and in witchcraft, and that's part of how we decided to name this place the Witch's Inn. But she never harmed anybody.
I told him, I wonder if you could, like, dimension door back to where we was at.
I can't
I don't-
do it.
I don't think we left anywhere. Is the issue? I think we're in a trance or sleep or something.
Yeah, but I was thinking if you use a dimension door that we could get it even out of this trance dimension.
I don't think the spell works that way, but I guess it's worth a shot.
Well, I mean, you're the expert. I don't have that, and I don't deal with that spell. So
I don't think you guys have the spell slots to be casting spell. I think you guys are pretty drained on resources right now. Do you have a spell slot? Even if you have it, it's a 4th level spell.
I've got a 4th.
I got a scroll.
5th level spell spot.
And Dimension Door, unfortunately, will you're only able to get 2 of you into the Dimension Door, and it will get you to any spot within 500 feet that you can envision.
Oh, it has to be within 500 feet.
Yeah, that's how Dimension Door works. So anything that you can visualize in your head within 500 feet, it'll teleport you there.
It's
And
not like
you-
clean
you-
shift or something.
Yeah, you can bring
I'm
one
gonna-
person with you in Dimension Door.
Well, I'm going to walk outside and just kind of to clear my mind and while I'm out there, since I used to hang around this neck of the woods, this is kind of close to the area where I lived, and then I spent a lot of time traveling around getting stories. I'm going to try to see if I can remember anything about the 3 Witches Inn and about the Mirror of the Dead.
You do know about the Mirror de Lane. The Mirror of Dead Men, as exists today, is a pretty barren place. It's a place that is full of kind of old legends. It is said that it is one of the places where one of the Netheril, the floating cities of Netheril, fell. That's what caused it to become a crater, and then it eventually caused it to become a swamp. But beyond that, you don't know of any place specifically like the 3 Witches Inn.
I've never heard of that in any of the lore or anything else like that.
You may roll a
that
perception.
A perception?
Yeah, you're just hanging out in the backyard. You're looking at the dead trees. This is clearly just not normal because these trees, there's no living vegetation that you can find.
Right, I'm going to use inspiration if you don't mind.
I don't mind. Why would I mind?
I don't know.
I don't have a say when you use inspiration. Okay, that's a very good roll. You over your shoulder, you see that there's a well, and as you look over at the well, you see a pair of hands slipping into the well.
Huh. Well, I will quietly walk over and look down in the well.
You just see you can't even penetrate the bottom of the well. It's so deep. You don't even see the bottom of it. You do hear water sloshing at the bottom of it, so it's clearly a well. Obviously you don't see anybody.
I don't see the hands any longer.
You're not even sure you saw them in the first place. You just kind of saw them out of the corner of your eye, and maybe it's your mind playing tricks on you.
Do I notice like anything? Do I feel like any kind of magical aura coming from the well?
No.
Is there anything around the well?
Just dead leaves. You get a little kind of a covering overhead, as you can see. so when people draw water, they can have some shade. You see an empty bucket next to you.
Does it have a rope on it?
Yeah, it's for drawing
I'll just-
water.
I'll throw the water. I'll throw the bucket down to the water then.
It functions like a normal well, and you draw up some normal looking water, groundwater.
Huh. Okay then.
I would like to keep on talking to the witches.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, I'll think if I want to do anything
Okay.
else.
Okay, what? So you're still in the inn. You're talking to the witches. Alina has gone back upstairs just because it seems like something spooked her, or she thought that she heard something and went upstairs.
So I was interested in hearing more about the lady, the grandmother. She sounded like an interesting person, and I wanted to try to get more detail to see if they align with what possibly her grandmother looked like as in charge to possibly looking like that.
Oh, they're more than happy to tell you about her grandmother. Their grandmother. It seems like they think very fondly of their grandmother. They tell you the story that her grandmother, she was a human. They said that she was extremely beautiful. She was like the most beautiful woman in the entire area. So everybody obviously wanted the grandmother's hand in marriage. But for whatever reason, the grandmother just never wanted to, commit to getting married to anybody. As a matter of fact, the grandmother never had any children. These three girls were orphans. They were street urchins that she adopted when they were infants. And the grandmother's the one who raised them on her own. They call her grandmother just because she was so old by the time she adopted them. She was already in their 60s and 70s. By the time they adopted them, they didn't feel it was right to even call her mother, so they called her grandmother Belinda. The way they describe the grandmother Belinda, they said that she was an extremely beautiful woman. She had this flowing, beautiful blonde hair and blue eyes. There was a wild look to her face. But they also said that she would spend a lot of time in the cellar, kind of in her own business, and she had a workshop down there. She also spent a lot of time in the attic, and she never told them what she would do in those places. In terms of whether or not she looks like the hag is just a grossly disfigured kind of creature when you saw it. So they obviously doesn't sound anything like the way they described her grandmother.
But we do know that the hag can change shapes.
Oh, absolutely. The hag can be whatever the hell it wants. It's
Exactly.
akin to wild shape. The hag has already fooled you once.
I'd like to ask where the cellar is.
They point you to a little hatch on the bottom of the kitchen. She says, "Well, right now, all we do is keep wine in there."
So there's nothing down there other than wine?
I don't think so.
And you have an attic, you said?
Yes, but Alina's up there right now. She's turned it into her room. It's just because she feels connected to grandmother Belinda when she's up there.
Okay.
Neris, can you roll a reflex save while you're sitting on this well?
I'm not sitting on the rail, I'm just standing beside it, but...
But reflex then you get to roll it normally without disadvantage. How about that?
But what am I rolling?
Reflex saving throw.
Dexterity.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
That's
said
Dexter.
reflex. I got 3rd edition Pathfinder in my brain. Yes, dexterity saving throw.
Yeah. Okay, so right there.
What was that? You didn't have to roll that in a tower, but you succeeded, and a pair of hands came out and tried to grab you and pull you into the well, but luckily you were able to dodge out of the way. The hands quickly slip away as after they do that, and you look down in the well, nothing.
Then I want to. I got a scroll of see invisibility. I want to cast that.
You cast see invisibility. Look down. There's nothing invisible there.
I thought he said it was dark. That's.
Well, I also want to take a. I have my drift globe, and cast daylight on the tip of the lift. On my lift of my.
Okay.
Staff, and then hold it down in the well.
Oh, okay. So the drift globe goes down, but the drift globe will provide light. What, like 60 feet?
60 feet of bright and 60 feet of dim.
So you're able to at least see dimly the bottom of the well, and you see at the bottom of the well, you see some sort of foot leave your line of sight as you put the drift globe down. Whatever this thing is very fast because it was able to move a good 60 plus feet before you can even go down there and look. Whatever this thing is trying to drag you into this well.
Okay, well, I'll kind of keep an eye out for it. Actually, I think I'll go back in and grab whoever wants to come with me.
I'll go with them.
Okay.
Well, if there's action going on outside, I'd be interested in seeing what the heck is going on out there.
Does anyone have anything to heal me?
Oh, I thought I'd give you some healing potions.
Yeah, I use them. I've been getting hit a lot.
Of lay on hands.
If you got any extra.
See. I am going to hand him a potion of greater healing.
There you go.
I just
greater healing,
mark it off my inventory, and he can heal himself.
You want to drop it in the chat box again?
I didn't drop it in the chat box. All you have to do is you heal for 4d4 plus 4.
Oh, okay.
Is a potion of greater healing? Then I could probably just drag this over onto his name and do that. And then that's going to heal him for 15.
Yeah, so I got that.
And then I'll give you 7 points.
Yeah, and then you guys got a lot of healing.
7 points of lay on hands. You'll have to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of healing. Even with all your resources exhausted, you still not too bad.
Thank you, guys.
I'm not worried about your lack of healing.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So Sabrina says before that horrible accident, even before that horrible accident, Grandma Belinda, she seemed to be getting more and more absent-minded, like she was consumed with something. She was 80 years old, and she just kept talking about how she used to be so beautiful, and it'd be so great if she can somehow keep herself beautiful. But we all age; it's just normal. And she was getting really old, and then that accident. Just something that none of us could have possibly predicted. He says, Katrina and I were in Baldur's Gate at the time, so it must have been Alina that discovered. We don't even want to imagine how she had felt when she realized that that Grandma Belinda had fallen down the well. And she says this just as you come in, Neris.
I'm going to use a divine sense and see if I can detect that hag.
Detect anything evil.
It's pretty specific on I think so you got Fae, Fiends, and Undead, right?
Celestial. Celestial.
Fae, Fiends, Celestial, Undead. You get none of those.
So then the hag's not here because the hag would be a fiend.
The hag is a fae. By racial in terms of its racial class, it's a fae. So you would, if the hag were here, you would be able to detect it. But then again, it has to be within range too.
60 feet.
Yeah. No, she's not here. Not as far as you can tell.
Well, if nobody else got any ideas, I'm going to go ahead and use my special ability to find familiar and call out a bat and send it down into the well.
All right, you guys run outside, and then you call your bat, and a bat flies down the well, and when it gets to the bottom of the well, it realizes that the well opens up to a small cavern. So the pool of water that the water comes from is directly below from you looking down, but there's also off to the side, there's a bit of a cavern. Very big cavern. And the bat flies around, and in the cavern, the bat sees that there is a humanoid figure. There's a rocking chair. And there's a female humanoid figure with white hair just rocking back and forth in a rocking chair facing the wall.
Does it see anything else?
That's about it here. There appears to be something in front of this figure, some sort of a square. But as the bat looks into this, it looks like a painting or something. But the bat looks into this painting and it's blank.
I'm going to have the bat perch on the wall of the cavern and kind of keep an eye on the person in the chair. And I'm going to explain to I don't know who all came out, but whoever came out, I'm going to explain to them the whole thing about the well, about the hands coming up out of the well, about the hands trying to grab me, and then about the humanoid figure sitting in front of a painting, and you know, wonder if any of them know what that might be.
Well, lady told us that grandma died falling into it.
Yeah, and the bat does see somebody who fits the description of an old woman.
Well, this is indeed a mystery, fellas. I mean, I'm still, you know, like Zarlak, I still don't think that we're really here. We are.
You
really
guys,
here,
you guys know that this is not, you know, in general, this is not real, but you don't know what the purpose of this is or how to get back.
That water stuff we drank, would that be like a curse or?
You're not sure. It tasted great when you drank it.
Norak, remember, you don't even think this is an illusion. Only a couple of us know.
Yeah, you're questioning whether or not this is actually real, and Saloon has forsaken you, and this is just hell.
Right. I'm just standing here at all.
Is Tiny with us?
Even realize that the ghost of Janice Sunbeam that she ran into in the woods was not real. Because Tiny Marble Cakes didn't hear from Saloon. Actually, I think the only people that did were Tolan and Zarek.
Yeah, I think you're the only two that actually made a good enough intelligence roll.
Well, my curiosity is going to get the best of me, fellas, when Naris told me that there's something down in the well. I think we might want to go investigate.
That was my thought.
How deep do you think it is, Naris?
Well, however deep long that rope is, the rope on the maybe we use can use the rope on the bucket.
It's like around it's around 60 or a little bit more than 60 feet deep. before you get to the water, and where the cavern branches off is at the bottom where the water is.
So perhaps we could. Tiny's probably the best climber. Well, I'd send her down by herself.
Yeah.
You guys decide what to do. Maybe Zarlik.
Tiny
He's
could
the
easily
strongest.
climb down there because a well has bricks.
Yeah, Tiny wouldn't even need the rope. Maybe we could send both them, Tiny and Zarlik, down.
Tiny Marble Cakes has a 20-foot climb speed, so it would depend on how deep the well is, and
Well, it's 60 foot down to where the
then it would take
entrance is. But we're not. Well, we're not in
it would
initiative.
take your 18
Yeah.
seconds to climb to the bottom.
Well, yeah, we're not worried about the how long, but right now I'm wondering if you can get down. I would have to use the rope, I assume, or use the sides of the well.
You can climb down by the rope, or I got another rope. We can.
I would say put a new rope and not use that old rope.
Okay.
Well, what's how does the old rope look? Does it look sturdy still, or does it look worn?
Well, we can use.
I got a brand new rope. I got 50-foot rope.
All right, so let's just use the whole rope, and then I'll just, with my height and everything, I should be able to just let go at the bottom. Isn't it like 70 feet or something?
60 feet to the
Yeah,
entrance.
it's not, doesn't seem like it'd be too difficult to climb down there, except it's kind of tight. But other than that, it's not too hard.
Yeah, I'm sure. If I hold on to it, there would be like at max like a 5-6 foot drop. If you have a 50-foot rope.
Well, and I'll keep an eye to the bat's senses, and if the grandma makes a move, I can just shout at you.
All right. So yeah, if I'll go ahead and do that then with them.
What's going to be the safe word if things are going south? What are you going to yell up to us?
The grandmother from where you're seeing from with your familiar, she's rocking back and forth, otherwise remaining completely still. So this is not.
Her hands. Does it look like it was her hands that I saw, or?
You
can I
can't. You couldn't
tell?
tell who the hands were. It was too dark.
Okay.
But she
Okay.
she folds her hand. The figure folding her hands on her chest and rocking back and forth. And there appears to be a picture frame, but the picture is blank, and she's just staring at it.
Okay. She's just sitting in a chair staring at the painting, so I'm
And rocking back and
be
forth
quiet.
on the bottom of a well. So
To be quiet and go down there and see what you can find in the cavern.
So
Maybe that's our
Zarek,
way out.
you slowly narrow, you slowly kind of lower yourself into the well, and as you lower yourself into the well, you hear some really decrepit sobbing, some crying.
Okay.
You get to the bottom, and you can easily get to the bottom of the well, which is a big pool of water. So you lower yourself into the water. The waters are much deeper, but you can grab onto the ledge of the water, and you hoist yourself up into the cavern. You look around, and indeed you see this figure, this humanoid figure. She's facing away from you. She's in a rocking chair, and you can see that her hands are gnarled and wrinkled. Her hair is kind of propped up in a bun, but it's old, white, stringy hair. Her legs are just emaciated, like skeleton thin. She's wearing some slippers, and she's rocking back and forth on a rocking chair, and you can hear this crying, this sobbing.
From her?
Yeah.
I say, why are you crying?
There's no answer. Just continues to cry.
And how far away is she?
She's like a good maybe like 50 feet away. The cavern's pretty big. And Neris, your bat is perched like on the top of a ceiling, like a little rock on top of the ceiling.
Okay.
So is it just her in this open cavern? Does it lead anywhere else?
No, the cavern's closed. There's nowhere else to go in this cavern, and the only thing that is in the cavern is her rocking back and forth. And you can see that now that you come in and you can see clearer, you notice that around her where she's sitting on the floor of where her rocking chair is, there's a couple of kind of strange looking runes etched in, and directly sitting from across from her, you see like this picture frame. But when you look at inside the picture frame, you see it's like a blank canvas.
Ah, okay. So I'm gonna walk up, and I'm not gonna go into the ruins or anything like that, but I'm gonna walk up probably about 10 feet from her.
Mm-hmm.
And is there any response?
No. It's as if whoever this figure is doesn't even know you're there.
All right. And the runes are in the ground, correct?
Yeah, the runes are on the ground.
Does it look like I could disrupt the rune?
The runes don't look like they're really reacting. They're really old and faded.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like if are they painted? Are they rock? Or are they how are they?
They're drawn on with like chalk.
They're drawn. Okay, so if I scuffed up the runes, nothing happens.
No.
I'm gonna try to do that.
No, nothing happens.
And
the crying just gets louder and louder.
I'm gonna touch the woman, try and grab her.
The woman turns around, her head facing you, and you roll an intelligence saving throw.
All right. 1 second. I just want to check my. This isn't charmed or frightened, correct?
No.
Okay. All right. Tower or open?
Open. Well, the results are gonna be obvious. Oh no. The woman has no face.
Okay.
Whatever this being is turns around and has absolutely no face, and you stare into the face, and it just kind of penetrates your mind in some sort of a psychological vampirism or something. You see different faces of people you used to different your Gith masters, your friends, even your foes, just kind of phase in and out. And this, they're in effect, you get an effect. You feel this kind of this psychological darkness just penetrate your soul. You get a drain. You get a drain to your primary statistic. You're going to be joining Dolrak in straight drain.
Wow. Okay.
So you sit there trying to focus in on this figure, and then after a while, it feels like your mind is doing battle with itself, and then finally your vision kind of coalesces, and you're able to kind of focus in, and you see that it is this old zombified woman, completely still and totally dead. It appears you found Belinda.
In a rocking chair?
In a rocking chair. No longer at this point, no longer moving. You look at the portrait, and you try to focus in on the portrait. It's shifting. It's moving back and forth with different shapes and images. Nothing cohesive. It looks like it's trying to form, but it can't. There's something magical about it. The portrait's portrait's like not that big. It's it's just like a standard large portrait. It's like maybe 2 feet by 3 feet. It's in a very fancy looking portrait frame.
Well, I'm gonna go and break it.
You break it and you rip the canvas up into shreds.
There we go. Yeah, I feel a little better now.
So now all you have right now is just this corpse of this old corpse that almost mummified, died a long time ago.
All right. Well, I'm gonna bring the corpse with me. And
Is there any other like entrances or exits or in or out of that cavern? Does it go anywhere else but there?
No, the cavern is a small closed space. The only thing in the cavern was this rocking chair with all these runes.
I have an idea. I'm gonna try and memorize what these runes look like.
Why don't we just send someone, Toland, or someone that has good arcana down there to look at the runes, or just send Tiny back up here and tell Toland there's some runes down there, because he's the one that's got the arcana.
So we'll do that. Obviously,
was Tiny Marble Cakes down with Zark the whole time?
Yeah,
well, I thought you was both going down.
Okay, did she see everything that happened to Zark then?
If you were there, then yes. I don't know if you were next to me with all this happening, but my thing is you do what you need to do with the runes. If you're gonna come down, if you're not down there, I'd tell you, obviously tell everyone, you would all know by now. But my intent is to bring the corpse over to the rope and basically tie it up so it could be hauled up.
Okay,
and
that's not a problem.
I have an idea, so I want to bring the corpse up with us. So that's where I'm going from here.
Okay, so I'm going to ask if Toland wants to go down and read the runes.
You guys pull up
runes.
the rope, and this decrepit old lady's corpse just comes up.
Trying to put together like old lady corpse coming up and everything. I'm like, there's ruins you want me to check out?
Yeah.
Right, and I will, I guess, start descending if it seems like the coast is clear, but it seems like something attacked you down there. I'm a little worried that...
Just magic. It trapped.
I'll head on down there and...
John, am I up or down there still?
That's up to you. You can climb up.
Okay, I want to climb up and grab the corpse and walk back into the tavern with it.
Well, I'll say a little prayer to Nerylus, as these females appear to be elves, for the grandmother, for her soul.
They're not elves. They're humans.
I know they're not, but they had one of them had elven ears, so I thought maybe they were elves, or it looked like it in the picture. Maybe it was.
I don't think. Yeah, you don't. They don't have ears, and you don't have
ears.
Okay. So first we'll go with Toland. Toland, you make yourself down. You get yourself down the rope, and you also come into this chamber, and you see this rocking chair. You see that portrait is completely ripped up, and you see all these bizarre-looking runes on the floor. What would you like to do? Clearly, these are magical runes. Some sort of spell was trying to be cast, but they're not active from what you can tell.
Yeah, I would try to piece together what these runes probably are and like what type of magic was involved.
You can try to roll an Arcana on the runes to try to figure out if this is something you know. Let me see. This is a very high level conjuration spell. You don't know what spell it is, just because the runes are very old and half of them were scuffed off. But you recognize the symbols of conjuration, and you recognize the way these rooms are organized. This is some very high level magic.
Talk to what is not Sabrina, but the one that was upstairs that knows magic, and see if we can convince her to use the spell magic on all of our party.
Well, Zarek, you walk into the inn with the grandmother's corpse, and Sabrina and Katrina scream to the top of their lungs, and you see the two women just run out of the inn.
I'm gonna yell, Alina, come down.
Well, if Bolin's up out, I'm going to send the bat up to the if there's a window in the upper floor, up to the window to look inside the upper floor of this building.
Jesus.
The bat goes up to the window, and you go to the upper floor, and you see that Alina is there. You can see her through the window. It looks like she's talking to something in a mirror. But the bat sees her own reflection in the mirror, so you can't tell if she's crazy and talking to herself in the mirror, or there's something the bat can't see.
Okay,
I'm not even sure the bat can see that because he works with echolocation. So, but you can tell that Alina's just in front of the mirror.
Well, he knows by intuition, apparently.
The bat also sees the other two ladies just bolt out of the inn, looking mortified.
Well, I guess Dolan and I would see him too, since we're standing out there by the well. So did Alina answer Zarlik?
Alina didn't.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start making my way upstairs.
Well, I'm gonna run in and I'm gonna say, "Hey, she's up there looking into a mirror. Perhaps destroying that mirror could possibly get us out of this situation,
Yeah.
or maybe that's some sort of portal to get out." But I think it's a good idea to go up and confront her.
Varric, what is your plan with this body?
Yeah, let's go up and confront her.
Well,
Are you taking the
Zarek
body
just
with
hoists the body onto the table, I guess.
Here's Grandma.
So we're Naris and I are gonna go upstairs, and I'm gonna be dragging the body up with me, and then go and look for Alina.
It's not hard to find Alina. You go upstairs, and then the first floor is just the rooms of the girls' rooms. Right now, obviously, there's nobody there. And then there's another kind of a little hatch that opens up to the attic, and the hatch is already down, so you know that that's where Alina is. And you guys walk up, and you see Alina, and she's looking at the mirror, and she said, and you see that she's talking to the mirror, and the only thing in the mirror is her own reflection, from what you guys can see. And she sounds like she's kind of whispering into the mirror, having a little conversation.
I'm gonna say, "Who are you talking to?"
You scream it once, and she kind of doesn't answer you. And then when you kind of scream it again, you finally get her attention. She won't look at you directly, and you can tell that she's very nervous. The fact that you're even in the room, and she starts kind of like a cowering in the back. And then she says she's looking down, and she just kind of whispers, "It's Grandma Belinda."
Yep. What did you do to her? Why was she sitting in a chair at the bottom of a well in a cavern, surrounded by ruins?
Did you hoist up the grandmother's body?
Yeah, that's what he said. He was carrying her upstairs.
All right. She just lets out a shriek. She screams, and then she cowers away and hides behind like a closet, like a little dresser. And she kind of folds herself down into a little ball. And she doesn't seem like she's willing to answer any more of your questions. She's
you might
terrified.
want to put your grandma to rest in a proper way.
Why would you put her down here and put runes around her corpse? What's wrong with you?
You can maybe roll an intimidation, because she won't readily answer you because she's terrified.
Yeah, you're pretty intimidating, dude.
Yeah.
So.
I would say an intimidation might work.
Would I get advantage since I have her grandma?
Sure. Sure. You can have it.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, that advantage is what you needed.
Yeah.
Even though she's terrified, she sees you as she's really scared of you right now. She says, "Why did you dig up Grandma?"
I didn't have to dig at all.
She says, "We buried her. She's in
She
the
was in a rock-
cemetery."
She was in a rocking chair under the well.
No, we buried her. And she starts
How do you-
crying.
Do you really think I could have been to the cemetery, dug her up, and brought her back in the span of how long I've been gone?
She says, "I don't know. Take her away. I can't." She's not like that anymore. She's beautiful now.
What do
She's
you
like
mean?
beautiful like she used to be.
Is that who you were talking to in the mirror?
She talks to me. She shows me how beautiful she is, and tells me that one day I'll be beautiful just like her.
And why? What do you mean one day?
Well, I'm still very young, but when I grow up, I'm gonna be beautiful just like her.
Where is she?
She talks to me and she points. She doesn't look at you. She's not comfortable looking at you directly in the eye, and she points over to the mirror. And you look over the mirror, you just see your own reflection.
I want to walk up to the mirror and say hello.
The mirror doesn't talk to you, so you're kind of looking at this Alina, this little girl. You're not sure if there is some sort of magic going on, or this little girl is maybe out of her wits, or something's
Alina,
wrong with her.
Is she in the mirror right now?
Just she left, but she'll be back.
And how big is the mirror?
The mirror is like a medium-sized person-sized mirror,
Like a full-length mirror.
Yeah, like a dresser mirror.
Okay.
And one of those things that kind of sits on stilts and you can fold around.
Mm-hmm.
Naris, I don't like the way this feels. There's some treachery or magic evilness or something going on, and Zarek's just getting real confused, like talking, like rambling on, freaking out a little bit, and just getting really aggravated. And he's like, let's just bring this mirror downstairs.
Okay.
So you guys get the mirror and start bringing it downstairs, and Alina doesn't even move. She is absolutely petrified.
I think something else we need to show Tolan to and see if he can find out if some type of magical mirror or.
Alina, are you gonna stay here or come with us?
She looks terrified. She just kind of cowers in the corner.
All right. Should we bring her, Naris, or should we leave her up here? You realize if we bring her, it's probably by force.
Yeah, but it won't be hard. She's a little girl. You just pick her up. It wouldn't be a struggle to get her down. You don't have to like grapple check her. You can just pick her up.
I just go up to her and I say, Alina, we will help you bury your grandmother properly, and if you would like to come downstairs with us, we're not going to hurt you. We're just trying to find a way out of here.
I like you to roll a persuasion, and Zarek, I'd like you to oppose his persuasion with an intimidation, because this is going to be how intimidated you were when you ran in with Alina's
the body.
Yeah. So we'll see. Can Naris be nicer than Zarek was intimidating?
Good catch.
Oh no, Alina's way too scared of Zarek. She doesn't.
All right. So Zarek's holding the mirror near the entrance, and he just while he's trying to be nice to her, Zarek's like trying to look and see how he's gonna get the body and the mirror down at the same time, and just winds up taking his boot and nudges the body down, and you just hear like a clunk, and he looks over at Naris and says, "Naris, just take the mirror. I'll bring her down."
I could just okay. That's fine.
And then he hands the mirror and says, and he walks up to Alina and just grabs her and heads down back to the first floor with them.
So you go back down to the first floor. You set the mirror up just on the kitchen floor, next to around the dining table. The body's also on the ground next to you. And
does my bat see the sisters doing anything outside, or
they have disappeared? They're gone.
Okay.
Bro, they left her.
you sit Alina down in one of the chairs. She's too petrified to try to move or do anything. She just sits there.
Who's outside?
I think we're all inside now. But I'm not sure. You have to talk to.
I mean, I went down to check out the runes, and then I don't know if Tiny and I decided to head back up yet.
Well, is there anything else you like to do? Checking out runes and you do. You're not able to identify what spell it is. You know enough that this is a very powerful conjuration spell. It's something that is pretty old. It's not there anymore, and the magic has long since spent.
Yeah. Not thinking I'm gonna glean anymore from the cavern. I think I would have started making my way up and convinced Tiny to come join me.
Meow meow.
So yeah, we would bring them up to, speed on what happened and where we are at the point in time, and start coming up with ideas, or at least try to. So now that you guys are all privy to what Naris and I encountered with the sisters running out, and our discussion with Alina, you see her sitting in the chair, obviously, the corpse there. She said that they buried her and that she thinks we dug her up, which is preposterous, but, I guess weirder things happened. However...
Maybe this isn't the grandmother, Meow Meow. Maybe it's somebody else.
That's a possibility because she had no face.
No. Did was it the body that had no face, or was it just the vision I had?
When you first looked at it, there was some sort of foul presence that has caused you to suffer the psychological torment.
Yeah.
But the body itself is just a old mummified corpse.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't know really then, actually.
Alina, why do you think this is your grandmother?
That's the dress
How do
we
you know?
buried her in.
And then I look at them and I say, okay, well. And apparently she's talking to her grandma in this mirror.
She
thinks
Alina
that-
says, "It's okay. Grandma no longer inhabits that body." She says, "Grandma has ascended. She'll be beautiful forever."
Maybe you should ask her if that was her body, Meow Meow. Just to make sure.
Ask who? The little girl?
Yeah, she says it's okay. Grandma's no longer in that body. She's ascended. She is so much more.
But was she in that body, Meow Meow?
What?
Was she in that body, Meow Meow?
Yes, she was.
Yes, but she was old and ugly and she was sick. But she's no longer sick. She's perfect now.
Where has she ascended to?
Alina kind of just looks around the room and she says, "Everywhere."
Did you help her ascend?
She says, "No, but she says one day I can join her."
So Meow Meow says she's everywhere, Meow Meow. Does that mean she became one with the weave, Meow Meow?
She when you say weave, and she says weave, magical properties, strands of magic all across the realms, the body of Mistra. And you can tell she's acting in like this weird esoteric way. Her behavior is kind of strange.
When she mentioned that before she died, she was ugly and everything. Tolan will ask us like if possibly she looked like the hag when she was old and ugly.
She says, "I don't know, but she was getting old and decrepit and wasn't able to do things the way she used to." What does the hag look like?
Like your grandma.
Old, decrepit.
I think we need to explore have Tolan explore the mirror.
Yeah, can you see anything special about this mirror, or if it's just a normal mirror being used as like a conduit?
Do you have detect magic? I can't
I'm
remember.
gonna say, give me about 10 minutes and I'll try to figure this out. Virtually cast a detect magic.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm gonna look at everyone and say, "Hey, so are we assuming that this is a dream world and nothing here is real?"
I think that's at least the most of the truth. I'm not sure if that's the entire truth.
My curiosity is, if this is a dream, if one of us was to die here, would we wake up or cease to exist?
You don't know. You'd have to
I
try.
don't want to
Besides
test
trying
that theory.
Well, would
I
that
do believe it's an illusion.
so if that's the case, then Alina, her sisters, everything else here, that none of it's real.
I don't know if that's a.
Alina
100%.
kind of whispers, none of you are real either.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, we're probably still back where we was at, and that's what I was thinking too. And somehow this is all going on in our mind, or
Yes.
our mind was taken out of our bodies and sent to this wherever we're at. I'm wondering if the
Alina-
girls aren't in it.
Alina whispers, "The only way I can reach you is a dream within a dream."
Reach us?
She wants us to go to sleep, is what she's saying.
We can't. Why can't we?
Because the alarms will go off and then we'll
Hey,
go on our
man,
mission.
we're stuck in this dream world right now. I don't even.
You
time is
have
working.
no idea. Yeah, the problem is your memory of what's actually happened recently is very fuzzy as it is. The minute you entered this world, everything that you remember from before has gotten a little bit weird and fuzzy. And on top of that, you don't have a good concept of how much time has passed. It could have been a couple of days you were wandering out there in the woods, or it could have been 10 minutes.
Yeah, and we could here, and it could still be 10 minutes outside.
Yeah, you have no idea how much time is passing or where exactly you even are right now. The last thing you remember is you were so close to stealing that attunement and getting out that black gate, getting to safety. And while you were transferring the attunement, that's when everything just disappeared. You felt your body start changing, start shrinking. And this is how you end up here. So everything in between, your very memories are very fuzzy to you.
Well, anyway, what do you find out about with detect magic, Tolan?
After 10 minutes and you cast detect magic, you find a swirl of conjuration magic inside that mirror.
In the mirror.
Yeah.
Well, I could cast a spell on the mirror.
You tried casting the spell earlier. Unfortunately, it didn't work because it sort of dispelled it, but then immediately afterwards the image reformed. So whatever magic, whatever kind of whatever arcane properties you're dealing with in the world around you, you realize it won't be that simple.
I mean, we could always break the mirror.
And then, yes, you can, of course. You can break the mirror and kill the sisters, too. Whatever you want to do. But then Alina, after you guys are kind of sitting around looking, Alina says, it just wants to help you. It wants to
Who?
help you. She says, the Ascension.
That'd be the whole world that we're in, or whatever we're in.
Yeah, it just wants to help you.
How do we leave this world?
She says, I don't know. You have to meet the Ascension.
Well, where is the Ascension?
She just looks everywhere and she says, you are already here. Just believe. She says, and then when she says this, all of a sudden the mirror starts to swirl, and out of the mirror you see the image of you. Apparently, this is what Alina has been talking to. A gorgeous woman comes out. She doesn't speak, or she doesn't seem to recognize anybody or notice you, but her image is there. And it's animated. Her hair's like flowing in the wind, and then Alina looks at it and says, Grandma Belinda, you're so beautiful.
She looks a lot different than her corpse.
Absolutely. This this is a far stretch, but Alina says this is what she looked like when she was so beautiful, and this is how she'll look like forever. The Ascension has allowed it.
Can she see us?
It doesn't seem she notices any of you. She just looks at Alina.
I try to get her attention.
She doesn't. Whatever image or magic or sorcery this is, it doesn't really recognize you. Just looks at Alina, and it kind of looks at Alina and smiles with like a motherly smile. And Alina smiles back. Alina's kind of in her own world.
So I'm wondering if
I look at Alina and I say, "Girl, tell her, or speak to her and ask her where the Ascension is."
She says, Alina looks so visibly frustrated. She says, I told you, the Ascension is everywhere. You just have to believe.
Believe that the Ascension is real.
You have to believe that the Ascension is everywhere. That Ascension is everything you see, you can touch, you can taste. Give yourself to the Ascension, and he will be here.
All right, Tiny. Are you ready?
Meow meow.
ready
Do you
for
want-
what?
Ready for what? That's what I'm
Yeah, what are you planning?
Zarek
I was waiting for something.
Yeah.
Stopped.
Zarek just looks at Tiny and he's like, "Come on, believe. Give yourself, Tiny. Come on."
So Tiny Marble Cakes will look at Belinda in the mirror and be like,
Oh yeah, you went out.
You cut out.
oh, Tiny Marble Cakes will say hi to Belinda.
She doesn't say hi back to you. It doesn't seem like she notices you. She only notices her granddaughter, Alina.
I walk over and touch the mirror.
The mirror feels smooth and normal for the touch. However, the image behind it is clearly some sort of sorcery. He says, and Alina once again says, the Ascension can help you, but just believe. Accept it. Ask for its help, and you shall have it.
Again, we was sent here by the hag. Why would a hag send us somewhere where something good was going to happen to us? That is definitely not hag-like.
No. No, the hag is a creature you know very well that uses deception to trap your soul and drink your soul for all of eternity, and put you in a horrible position. So if this were the machinations of a hag, you assume you wouldn't have a good outcome.
So I'm thinking that either these three sisters are in the same situation we're in, but they gave in to the Ascension, and that somehow the hag is feeding off of them or whatever, and they're stuck in here, or they're actually minions of the hag trying to get us to do what the hag wants us to do.
Naris, I like where you're going, and I think it could be a possibility that they're trapped in here as well.
Or maybe they are the hag, just different aspects of the hag, or maybe Belinda is the hag.
Yeah, but then the divine sense would have picked them out.
Yeah.
And if they would have been Thay.
If there is a hag directly in your presence, your divine sense would pick it up.
Or can you do that again, Dolrak? And I don't know. I was just thinking maybe it'll pick out if the hag is in the mirror, because it also picks out the desecrated things as well, things that's been desecrated by evil. So I mean, I'm running out of things. So
well, you guys can. What would you want to do right now? You guys feel certainly you're kind of trapped here. Alina is saying vaguely to tell. She's kind of what she's asking you to do is kind of vague. She says you have to believe in the ascension, believe it, and it will help you. It is real and it is everywhere. That's what she's saying. You're not sure what that means, but then again, this little girl is touched in the head, so take that with a grain of salt.
Touched him with Saloon's guidance of knowing that none of this is real, and you want to think opposite of that.
Yeah, what did remember what Saloon told you? Saloon did speak to Tolan and the voice of the celestial voice spoke to Tolan and Zarek when you first came in here because you succeeded on that really tough intelligence save.
And I tell the guys, I don't think believing in this ascension is gonna help us.
No, I agree.
I almost want to destroy this mirror because it seems like this might be a source of. Because my detect magic detected that it's coming from the mirror. There's kind of durations coming from the mirror. So I want to destroy the mirror.
As you say that, Zarek just throws the mirror down on the ground.
Right, Zarek, you chuck the mirror down the ground and it smashes into 1,000 pieces, like little shards of mirror flying everywhere. Alina, of course, grabs her face and begins shrieking, and everything around you just begins to kind of shatter the same way the mirror did.
Well, that's good. As long as it ain't us.
One second.
John's gonna be like, do a saving throw for bad luck. Like,
yeah, 7 years bad luck.
Yeah, fuck.
You get the unlucky feat.
The unlucky feat.
Yeah, right.
You look around and everything around you begins to dissolve. The inn, the forest, everything dissolves, and the only thing what is there instead is you look around and you're in an empty crater. You can barely, you're in the bottom of the crater and you can barely see the top. The top of the crater is like 200 feet up. You're just deep on the bottom of the crater, and you look around and I do have a map up.
We're on the Death Star.
Yeah, Death Star.
Yeah, looks like a Death Star.
Are we in that hole, though?
What hole?
That crater, that little, where the rock is, I think he's talking about. Or whatever that is, off to our northeast.
It won't let me max... Stupid Fantasy Ground update. Did it stop There we go. Now I can do it.
Yeah, we had a huge update today.
I know. I'm just every time we have an update, I start feeling weird, So you look around, and the entire inn has disappeared. Alina's disappeared. The whole world that you were in before has disappeared, and what's left is an empty wasteland, an empty crater. You look at the crater, and you look at the bottom of the crater, and there appears to be this glowing stone that has caused the crater. So it appears to be something that fell out of the sky, crashed into the ground, and caused this massive crater. And as all of you look at the glowing stone, a voice speaks to you. This voice is telepathic. It does not speak in a specific language, and is nothing you can auditorily hear. But it's a communication directly telepathically into your mind. And the voice says to all of you, I will give you another chance. The voice says, believe in the ascension. Accept the ascension. He says, accept my gift. And you will return unharmed and with advantage.
What is your gift?
Power. And what the voice offers, and he says, only one of you I offer this to. I offer it to you like I offered it to the witch Belinda. For she wished everlasting beauty and everlasting life.
This is the hag.
She had pined for it, and she had said, "This is what I wish, and everything else is yours." And it was delivered to her, but she could not control the power. She consumed her own soul and the soul of the little girls she loved. These are her memories that I show you now. She is unworthy of the power, but perhaps you can accept the power. Our contract between myself and her will be forfeit, but only if we can make a new contract. Will one of you step up to accept the power?
What do you guys?
Perhaps I shall be more specific. I will tell you out of character what he offers. This entity, yes, this entity offers a level of warlock, a free level of warlock. You will become a level higher than your other party members. This is permanent, and as you level up, they level up. You will always be a level higher with an extra level of warlock. This entity wants to be your patron. This is what the entity is offering you, and he instills in your mind the powers of a warlock. He awaits your reply.
Do we know, who are you?
Is I am old. I am beyond time. I was here when the god you worshipped was conceived. Fought the everlasting battle, sister against sister, as I watched quietly. I am older than even the being that conceived them.
So you're one of the old ones, then.
I am. And you hear this kind of the ground thunders a little bit, and he says, Zargon.
Zar what?
Zargon.
Zargon, if one of us accepts this, you're ensure that we'll all return back to where we were?
I will tell you how to overcome Belinda's tricks.
And what do you want in return?
What I want in return is a contract. Your service for my protection and my power.
Well,
I will make the sacrifice if nobody else will.
Whoa.
Remember, only he says, I can only make the contract with one. One contract is forfeited and another shall be offered instead.
Zargon, I accept the contract.
Naris, do you want the contract?
No, fine.
Do you want a duel for the contract?
No, I mean, I was going to say I was kind of doing it sacrificially. So, but if someone actually wants to do it, then I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm doing it out of Zarek is doing it for both of that reason and also for more powers to help. I guess essentially have a better chance at fixing the world and making it right.
So just remember, out of character wise, this campaign, you know, depending on how long it goes, I would like it to go up to level 20, but I never ever actually level players up to level 20. It's just not. It's not like, oh yeah, now everybody's level 19, everybody's level 20. You're probably going to cap out like around 16 or something. So in order to get to level 20, you may have to accept these kinds of things. But it's a level of warlock. You have to remember that. It's not, you're going to have to, it's not necessarily going to be beneficial if you're, you know, if you can't work with a level of warlock. You can't take a level of something else. And the warlock's patron is, of course, the Great Old One.
I see no issues, unless someone else wants it.
No, I'm just my character. I don't think would want to do that.
Dolrak,
Yeah,
I might have to strip you of your powers if you.
So I'm fine if someone is willing to take it on themselves. It's going to help the party.
Mechanically,
so.
Dolrak, a smite log is pretty awesome, but I may have to divorce you from Selune if you take this.
Hey, John, I think you might need to leave and come back in Discord. You're starting to skip out a little bit.
Okay, we're back.
Okay.
I'm okay with Zarlak taking it.
Yeah, Zarlak, and it might seem to fit your character.
It does.
Okay,
He's kind of a
Zarlak,
plain old,
do you accept the contract? And this is a kind of an internal contract where you just internally agree to accept the patron into your life. Once you do so, this contract cannot be broken except with the death. So, in order for the contract to take effect and for you to gain this level, you must, in the rules of the old one, you must destroy the previous bearer of the contract. So, as you mentally begin accepting the terms of this entity, and the entity is really vast and deep and dark and even hard for you to fully even comprehend what it is, you start getting images of the previous contract. There was once a young lady named Belinda. She was a herbalist that lived in the forest just on the outskirts of the town of Mir Delane. And she used to kind of ply her trade by gathering herbs, providing some healing and tinctures. She, of course, happened to be extremely beautiful. And because of this beauty, she grew vain. She grew kind of self-righteous about it. And she thought that nobody was good enough for her. Even though she tried to do the right thing and she tried to be a good person, she always had this sense of arrogance about how she was so beautiful. Unfortunately, she was a human and her beauty only really lasted like a good maybe 20 years. So as she grew older, she just grew very, very bitter about losing her beauty. She realizes that there's other humans even more beautiful than she is. It made her bitter and angry. And she adopted some young girls that she thought were extremely beautiful. Perhaps having some young girls around would lift her spirits, but it didn't work. She became obsessed about maintaining her beauty. And that caused her to begin dabbling in more forbidden arts. She raided a ruin of the lizard folk of the Mir Delane. she found an ancient magical conduit inside those ruins. The lizard folk had abilities to speak with entities beyond even mortal comprehension. And it was in those in her explorations that she found a means, a spell, to contact an entity that is older than time itself, an entity called Zargon. And in order to contact this entity, she had to cast a very powerful spell. It was a 9th level spell called Gate. And it took her 10 years to gather enough energy and materials to cast that spell. And when she finally cast that spell, she was able to commune with this entity and made the agreement with the entity. Her service for her eternal youth. However, the entity had a request of her. The entity's request was that she needed to sacrifice her 3 young daughters to the entity. And in her last moment of humanity, Belinda refused. And in her refusal, the contract was sullied. So she didn't receive the full length of the powers. She only received part of it, and that's when she transformed and became this horrific hag. After she had transformed,
That's a little nasty.
yeah, once she had transformed, she tried her best to hide her appearance from her 3 daughters because she genuinely did love her daughters very much. But even though she used her magic to hide her appearance, one of her daughters had a powerful sense. She was born with the ability to see into magic auras. It was the young one, Alina, who had discovered what her grandmother did. And Alina knew that what her grandmother did was evil. And she knew what she had to do. She knew that her grandmother had become an agent of evil. Because the fact that Belinda refused to fully follow the contract, her very soul was tainted. And Zargon didn't really want her anymore either, because her soul became so impure. Alina, knowing that her grandmother was evil and in eternal state of suffering, in mercy, pushed her grandmother down the well. And ended her life there. And after that, Alina was never right again. These 3 girls are people who lived 800 years ago, and they resonate forever in the memory of the foul creature that was pushed down the well. Until about 10 years ago, when the Red Wizards of Thay, in their process of invading the Sword Coast, when they came down, had discovered this powerful creature in a well, and they realized that if they capture this creature, they can put it to their bind this creature to their own bidding, and the creature ended up hanging out in a doom vault. So the full story is revealed to you, and Zargon tells you, if you honor our contract, your soul will not be tainted, such as this creature. Now, you will have your task is to destroy her.
And how do we get to her?
He says, I will send you back, but I warn you, when you return, you will be in a position most compromised. You will be unable to destroy her as you are. What you must do is dig out her weakness. Show her what a horrible creature she is. At that moment, she will become vulnerable, and you will strike the blow, and you will accept my power. Are you ready to return?
Yeah.
If we're going to go into battle, how about if we take a potty break first?
Oh yeah, of course we can. We will all take a bathroom break, and we'll be right back.
Computer to cooperate right now.
So as Zargon sends you back to where you came from, you see even the ground you were standing on begins to dissolve. And just for a very small moment, you start seeing you start seeing a creature beneath that rock that was on top of the crater. This creature is colossal in size, and it's just beyond all comprehension it's an abomination beyond all comprehension. The creature looks like some sort of worm. It's got multiple rows of teeth and tentacles coming out of its mouth, and you get an image of what Zargon looks like, of what you've actually signed up for, as you guys are sent back.
This Hulu.
That's Zargon?
You think it is. That's the
your
creature.
New boss.
This is an old one. It's one of these just unspeakable abominations that existed before there was order in the world. Just an agent of absolute chaos. They are nowadays, because of the pantheon that exists, these beings are pretty much powerless and rendered to the far realm. But they still have subtle ways to influence the world. Such as invading a dream within a dream, which is how he got to you. So you guys start returning. And as you guys feel like you are being transported back, it feels almost as if you had some sort of really bad headache, and that headache is beginning to subside. And you look around you and you start smelling the smells of the predator pools again as you are back into the Doom Vault. You look around and you're on the edge of a pool in the Doom Vault, and it looks like you think you've been here before because it looks like the Hag's Lair when you guys came and met the Red Wizard the first time. However, as you come back, you realize that things are kind of different. Everything seems really, really big. And as you try to kind of like start moving around and stretching, you start realizing something's wrong, because you don't just have 2 legs. It appears that you have 4 legs, and your hands are claws. You look at each other and realize in horror you're all crabs.
Oh yeah, crabs.
And as you appear back into the Hag's Lair, what is B9? Did you see that everybody see B9? The hell is that? What is that?
I saw B9 over our tokens for a second, but then once I moved my arrow over our tokens, it disappeared.
That's weird. Has to be must be something weird going on with the Yeah, must be something weird going on with the new update. So anyway, you guys realize in horror you're not yourselves. You have been polymorphed into crabs, and you look around and there she is. There's the Hag. She is going around mixing up her potions.
I see B9, the crabs.
Yeah, I don't know why there's a B9 on everything.
I think
Maybe
it's
maybe they're playing bingo.
Yeah, I put my cursor over it and it's gone.
You see the Hag in her full glory, just a horrific looking being. Partially looks like she has fish scales. Her hair is made out of seaweed. Her facial features are exaggerated, and she's limping around. And she looks at you guys. She says, "Oh, my new pets are awake. Awake, yes." And she comes down to pet you. Mostly it's Dolrak. Goes down and starts petting Dolrak. By the way, the curses on you have been dissipated, so you no longer have that. I'll take those things off. The curses that were affecting you while you were there. You chose to, since you guys made the choice to take the Zargon's offer instead of fighting him, the strength drain doesn't apply anymore.
Oh, we could have fought him. That's great.
Well,
No, we couldn't.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I thought I thought I made it clear it was a choice you made. It's not like I forced it on you, right?
Right.
No,
you guys,
I didn't know fighting him was a possibility, is what I meant.
Well,
it didn't. Like it.
If you refused, then that's the outcome. But anyway, that's already behind us now. We're moving on ahead. You guys are all crabs. Now, as you try to speak, just bubbles come out of your mouth. But when you start thinking really hard, you realize that Zargon has granted you telepathy with each other. And you realize that one of the crabs is Shalandra. Shalandra says, "This is the worst predicament I've ever been in."
Even worse than the slave pits?
Says, "At least in the slave pits, I was allowed the dignity of fighting for myself." Says, "I can't even fight like this."
What's all the other crabs doing? Just kind of skittering around, or?
They seem to be skittering around, but the thing is that it seems like you can't. Your telepathy doesn't extend to them, so you try to like think ideas and nothing. You don't get anything back from them. It appears that your telepathy is only relegated to yourselves. But the way they move, it seems a little bit too purposeful to just be random animals skidding around. You kind of suspect that those crabs might be people. Belinda goes over and picks up Dolrak and starts petting him.
While I'm giggling a little bit under my breath, I'm going to kind of just skitter around the room and look at my environs and see what I can see.
So, Zargon is not directly speaking to you at this point. You're not sure he can even reach you here. But you look around this room, and once again, this room has these two large pools. The south pool has those mermaid people. That's the pool that you guys originally came out of a while ago.
Uh-huh.
And you look around the walls, and there are reliefs of humanoids frolicking with angels. And there is this pool system. Now, the pool you drank from is the pool directly to the east, right here. That's where you got poisoned with a Kool-Aid. But there's water flowing into that pool from another pool and another pool. So it seems like the water is originating from this pool and flowing outwards and filling up those other pools. And in some of the pools, you see some eggs floating around and some shrimp. Like Belinda is cultivating some animals here.
Mm-hmm.
And also, in a corner, you see there's a debris pile. It looks like old, weathered clothes and shoes and garbage just thrown in a pile all the way to the north.
Yeah, I would like to skitter over there and kind of shuffle around inside that pile and see if there's anything interesting.
You do a perception, but you do so as a crab. So... Hold on.
Roll perception, did you say?
Yes, but you're a crab, so I had to give you a different modifier to roll. You're not yourself. You don't have your own abilities right now, and you're not really in a position to fight.
You want me to just roll with disadvantage, maybe?
It's not disadvantage. You have your perception as a crab is -1.
You want me to just so I want to hit minus. I'm +5.
No, what you do is just roll a dice and subtract 1.
Just roll a dice, okay.
Yeah.
Whoops, I did it in. I
That's
forgot
okay.
I did it in there.
So you notice that a lot of these things are old, rusted weapons. There's some kind of there's a couple of sets of leather armor. There's nothing particularly that valuable. You see a couple of kind of knickknacks and belongings. It's obvious that these are items that belong to people once, but these people are either dead or turned into crabs or fed to the Naga. You don't know.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking for something shiny. Do I see anything shiny that could possibly be used as a mirror?
You don't see any mirror there. So, as you're skidding around, another crab kind of comes up to you, and this is not one of your allies. This is another crab, and the crab it can't speak to you, but the crab kind of taps your shell, trying to get your attention.
I turn my eye stalk around and look at him.
The crab points to the southern door with one of his claws, like over there.
Well, I just want to skitter to the southern door. Did you say?
Yeah, you guys know that there's a door to the south, over here.
Right. Well, I'll just skitter over there.
But as you go over there, one of these marrow kind of turns around, kind of looking at you, not wanting you to try to pay attention, make sure you don't go off anywhere. That door actually happens to be open. You guys opened it earlier when you went through. And Belinda now puts Dolrak down, picks up Tolan, and starts giving Tolan kisses on the shell.
I start trying to pinch her fingers.
Ooh, that's not a good idea.
You pinch her, but it appears that her scaly skin is so tough you can't even penetrate because your strength is so terrible. She said, "Now don't be feisty. Don't be feisty, my dear. I think I'll name you Buttercup."
I think I still will keep on trying to pinch her as much as I can. Get her to try to hurt me a little bit. If she's polymorph, like knowing she's still polymorph.
Oh, she knows better than that. She's not going to cause you hit point damage.
I want to get hit point damage to get casted out of polymorph. That's what I want.
Yeah, she knows better than to do that.
I'm going to actually start trying to pinch one of my fellow compatriots.
I pinched Dolrak.
Unfortunately, you're not able to do any damage with your pinching.
So I telepathically asked Tolan if maybe he could. Can he speak of his animals in this form?
You don't have any class abilities or your skills. Your skills are relegated to the skills of this crab.
Ooh! Is there anything that's like that we could jump off of and hurt ourselves on?
Not that you can see. This place has been made pretty safe, so your crabs don't do that. So, Naris, as you're walking down, you see there's another crab. The other crabs, they go over there. And they kind of get to the edge of the pool. That momentarily distracts the marrow. He goes over there, kind of and kind of takes his trident and just kind of shovels the crab away. But then he continues to turn around and look at you.
I'm gonna hurry up and dash through the door.
Can I go after the marrow and like try and pinch the marrow?
You jump on the marrow and it doesn't care.
I start pinching wildly.
The marrow lets out a hiss. And from the other room, the minute you make it into the other room, you look around, and of course there's that Death Knight and those ghouls. They come over, they come directly up to you, and they grab you, and they throw you back into the room, belly up.
Back I go.
I say, hey, maybe if we all go in, we can charge it at once.
So the other crabs, seeing what you're doing, they actually start gathering. It looks like they're trying to help you. So all the crabs start gathering. It looks like they're waiting for your lead to see what you're going to do. They're going to try to help you.
Come on, Tolan and Tiny.
Oh, I'm in the hands of the hag right now.
I'm trying to get my computer to work in real time here.
I wave my claws to the other crabs to be like, onwards, let's go.
Naris, you have to roll a check with a +2 modifier because you're flipped upside down.
Oh, what kind of athletic?
I'm gonna help him up.
Yeah, you get advantage because he helps you.
And that would be an athletic.
Technically, it's athletics, but it's on the crab's stats, so it's a +2 modifier.
So just roll a d20.
Yeah, read 20 with advantage and add Dolrak helps you. It's kind of a pitiful situation right now.
All right.
That should get you up.
All right, so you're able to flip yourself back over. So now the problem is the marrow is looking at you, looking at all of you. If you try to go through that door, that marrow's gonna call those whites again. What do you want to do? And on top of that, the marrow calls over his friend, the other marrow, and they're all looking at you. They're not gonna stop you from getting down to there, but if you try to exit the room, they're gonna call those undead again.
I'm just going to walk down this way out of their sight.
So at this point, Belinda puts down Tolan, and she goes back to mixing her potions. Naris, do you want to roll stealth?
Yeah.
The crab, fortunately, gets a +4 to stealth.
Okay, so...
That's
That's one thing the crab is good at.
Jeez.
Oh, no, Naris. That Merrill's gonna get. He's gonna spot you. Let me just roll for him, but he's got a pretty high perception.
I'm not trying to get out. I'm just going. I'm lost.
Oh, actually,
Whoa!
he didn't have a high perception.
Yes.
Well,
Naris,
he's worried about the other crabs all around him, probably.
yeah, the other crabs are just all distracting it. So this marrow is watching your comrades. So you get a free pass to walk into the room. The undead not being called are just kind of lumbering there.
Okay, I'm just going to go along the walls and.
So you
See if I can see it.
look into this room, and this room also is full of these relief carvings of these angels that show scenes of demons and humanoids engaged in kind of debauchery. There's 5 pits cut into the floor, and the pits are all filled with glowing water. You look to the south of this room, and there's a magical stone. You were instructed about these stones. There's a contact stone that you can use to talk to Cyrana. Unfortunately, you can't activate the stone as a crab.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's five pools here.
All interconnected. All
Yeah.
look the same.
Yeah, so you walk up to each of each of the pools seem to have there's a water source flowing from the north into these pools. Each of these pools seem to have some sort of some sort of sea spawn in them. One of them has sea anemones. Another one has a bunch of clams. Another one has a bunch of shrimp in it. So they're growing some stuff. The pool all the way to the north, that Death Knight is sitting there, standing there, guarding it.
I don't even see.
I don't have the I don't
Okay.
have the tokens out because remember how
That's
there were
fine.
slowings. But there is a really horrific looking undead, armored undead, standing there. His hands are folded, and he seems to be clearly guarding that north pool.
Hmm. What does he do if I try to jump into the pool?
He reaches his hand out and swats you off. Clearly doesn't want you there.
How rude.
Can you go into the other pools?
Yeah,
I don't want to go.
you go into the other
Go ahead.
pools. He doesn't care. So when you go into this pool, there's a bunch of clams in there. But the thing is, the minute you try to get into that water stream to go into the north pool, he swats you out.
So it don't do any good then.
Yeah. So when you
Suppose
go,
went into the pool with the one thing they'll sting you.
I'm not getting in with the sea anemones. Of course, I'm
Yeah, but-
I'm pretty well armored.
yeah, but you know they eat crabs, right?
Well, I'm not getting in pool with them. I said so. I kind of as this door is open, I kind of am waving out at my. Oh, I don't have to wave at him. I forgot. I got telepathy.
telepathic.
I need to distract this knight some way. Maybe one of you should walk through the door and let the mermaids or whatever they are see you, so that it'll give me a
We'll
chance
have
to jump.
two of us go in.
So that when the two of you go in, you realize that there's a couple of ghouls in there, and when the marrow calls for the ghouls, the Death Knight stands there unmoving. The ghouls are the ones who come over, pick you up, walk over back into the room, and just plop you over the room.
And how many ghouls are there?
There's 2 ghouls.
So Tiny,
There used to be 3 ghouls, but you beheaded one. Remember?
Yeah. Everyone, come to the room, hurry, and let's go to the pool.
Okay, so you guys are gonna overwhelm the ghouls, because there's too many crabs. The ghouls pick up 1 crab each.
Ah.
So when you guys come over here, the ghouls pick up these 2 crabs and toss you on your backs back into the room. But one of you slip through.
Bear with me, my fantasy grounds is not working in real time.
That's okay.
I'm using Shalandra too.
What I recommend is select your token and use the arrow keys if the dragon is not working.
That's what I'm trying to do. But it's still not responding quick enough.
So juke the ghouls and juke the knight.
So now you outnumber the knight, but still, you guys are crabs.
Well, if someone would stand down at this end, maybe right when he dips down, I'll try to jump in again. When he dips down to get me out, I'll whoever else is there can jump in real quick.
Okay, I'll jump in.
Okay, that's what I did. I tried to jump in, and
so the knight grabs you. However, he can't grab all of you. So Dolrak, you get in. You get inside
Shalandra got in.
Yeah, you and Shalandra get in, and you guys start kind of skittering around in there. Now I need a perception. I will roll. Since Shalandra has the same stats as you do, because you're both crabs, I'll take the same two perception rolls. But you're gonna have to roll pretty high. So your perception bonus is -1.
Bonus.
So it's a penalty, actually.
Can he use if he's got inspiration? Can he use that as a crab?
Of course he can. Inspiration doesn't stop when you're polymorphed.
Well, that's good.
So I will use an inspiration.
Okay. You got a pretty high. You got a DC 15 to beat.
Yeah, you got to roll well. Dorlock was the wrong person to send in there, I think.
Dolrak, not quite. You don't see it. You can roll once again for
12.
You can roll again for Shalandra.
Yeah, that roll wasn't that bad, but
Well, that sucks.
Nope. And by the time you do that, of course, the Death Knight is able to. Yeah, he's gonna dig his hand in, find you two, and just throw you out.
And I'll jump in while he does that.
There you go.
If I'm allowed to jump in with him to help one of us at least get in to distract.
Yeah, the two of you can take a chance. But after you failed one perception check, you're not likely going to find it next time. So that's sort of the way it goes.
Right.
Okay.
So the two of you can jump in and take your perception rolls. Somebody's going to be able to beat a 15. Remember, you're all rolling at -1. That's your perception modifier.
Okay. All right.
So if I put -1 in the box, that should do that.
You can do it like that way, or you can just roll it and then subtract 1 from it.
Yeah, I'll just do it I'll just roll it. And
See,
I'll
what
use
I'm
my
doing is
inspiration.
I'm using my experience from Pathfinder to do skill
There
challenges.
you go.
Ah,
Got it.
Exactly.
15.
Naris, you can take some inspiration for just hitting the mark, because I didn't think you guys were going to do it. But just getting a 15, Naris, you find a silver handle buried inside the dirt on the bottom of this pool.
Well,
However, as a crab, you realize that it's going to be tough to hoist this thing out. You can go on this attempt. You can go and try to hoist it out. This will be a strength. And
is Zareth in there with me?
yeah,
Okay, so
Can
we
I
both can
help him?
try it then.
Or can he help me? I mean, we have the same
got the same stats, right?
You can, yeah, you can either, if you help him, he can roll with advantage, or if you can both each take a try.
What's the modifier?
The modifier is +1.
All right. Do you want to do it together, or do you want to do it solo?
Well, what's the, is it a strength?
Yeah, but it's a 1.
I'll just help you.
All
Okay.
right.
I mean, that's
So-
the same. It's 2 dice. It's 2 dice either way, so.
So +1 with advantage, correct? D20.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, you got
16.
that is what you needed. 15. You needed once again a 15. Zarek, you're incredible crustaceans with incredible crustacean strength. You hoist this mirror out of the water, and you start skittering away. The Dread Knight looks at you, and the fact that you're not in the pool, he doesn't care. So you just go off.
Okay.
Dragging a mirror behind you.
Should we break it?
No, I think we need to show it to the hag.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right.
And once she sees herself, you can defeat her.
Yeah. All right, let's bring it back. Everyone, let's go.
Well, let's everybody else go first, so we can kind of be a distraction to the from the other guys, so they don't see you with that. Kind of go around them so they don't see you. We come running out there like we're scared crabs. We seen some butter and a knife in there, and we was afraid what was going to happen.
Oh my god. All right. I'm gonna walk up to the hag. And start nudging her with the mirror.
Pointed toward her, the reflected part.
Oh, so you take the mirror up to her, and at first she's not noticing because she's busy working with her potions and concoctions. But after you nudge her a couple of times, she turns around, and the first thing she sees is that mirror, and that will end her existence almost. She looks at the mirror. She's, no, I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful. She crumples to her knees, and you guys get a surprise round as you polymorph back to yourselves. All the crabs all around you start. They polymorph as well. They look like just a bunch of commoners and villagers that she's captured, and they polymorph out of their old beings. So you guys get that surprise round to smash her. However, as you roll initiative. However, as initiative begins, you see that the 2 marrow that she has now take hostile action. You know, I'm going to remove. Actually, no, I'm not. And also, the undead in the other room are alerted. So let's hope that Fantasy Grounds doesn't explode.
Yeah, I'm already having a hard time with it.
I'm very sorry. It's not, it has, part of it is because of the map we're using is so big. I don't think this is a problem with all the maps in the Doom Vault, but with this one, it is. Okay, you guys have a surprise round. She is debilitated for this round. Neris, you're up first.
Did mine go through or no?
Did not go through.
Tiny, I don't see an initiative for you.
Yeah, I'm trying to work on it, and it's running like molasses in January. Come on, I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to drag my character sheet. I want to get the initiative roll there. There, better.
Well, you get to go first then, instead of me.
Oh, Tiny, you actually are first in initiative in this case. Your body changes back into its original shape. You're ready to fight. These crabs, even though the tokens are still crabs, they all shift into like humans and a bunch of elves. Just random people. They look around completely shocked. They don't seem to. None of them seem to be well equipped to fight.
Do we have our gear?
Oh yeah, your polymorph melds your gear into you. It's not like the previous editions where you polymorph out and you're naked.
Thank God.
That was just devastating. No, you have your full abilities.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna have to bear with me because of the thing. This is running slow.
That's okay. We understand. This is hopefully when you guys get into other areas of the Doom Vault, this is not going to be a situation.
Yeah. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take advantage of this whole thing of the hag seeing her ugly self in the mirror, and I'm gonna use that opportunity to viciously mock her. Actually, it's 60 feet. All right, I'll get within 60 feet of her if this will let me do so. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I helped you.
All right, thank you. All right, I'll viciously mock her and saying how ugly she is and.
Oh, hitting her where it hurts.
Exactly, hitting her where it really hurts.
Ugly, you're ugly.
Meow meow, somebody's ugly, and it is you. Meow meow.
And let's see. Roll the save, and hopefully this will work. Oh, no, it doesn't respond to that. It responds with this. But we gotta wait for things to work because this doesn't want to work. Oh, I heard a dice roll, but I don't see it.
She failed.
Alright, so I'm going to put the effect on her because she has disadvantage on her next attack roll should she choose to attack.
She can't even attack this round. It's surprise.
Okay, but when the time does come, if she attacks, it'll be with disadvantage, and she takes the damage.
I'm wondering, does that continue for the next round?
No. Well, what it does is, the way Vicious Mockery works is if you fail to save, you take the psychic damage, which in my case is 2d4. Try to roll that right now.
On the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Oh, the end of its next turn. Okay.
Yeah, and it'll if she chooses to attack, it'll be with disadvantage.
Yep.
I just got to roll that damage if I can get my computer to cooperate. Come on.
There we go. I see it. I see it. 6 points. 6 points of psychic damage as you insult her deep down into her soul. The newly transformed crab people are not going to do any action. They don't appear to be combatants. They're just going to try to run. So Nara, anything else on your turn?
For the sake of time and the fact that everything's running slow on my end, I'm just going to end my turn.
All right.
Maybe if you quit Fantasy Grounds and start back up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get around there. Maybe be okay.
I'm going to end my turn first and then do that. Thank you.
Okay.
Another thing that sometimes helps is if you start Fantasy Grounds with administrator privileges. I know that's on Windows. I don't know how it's on Mac. But that seems to help me when I have these stuff.
Figure out how that works on a Mac.
Neris, you're up.
Okay, I want to cast Summon Celestial.
Do you still have the 5th level spell slot?
Yeah, I haven't used any fifth level.
Wow,
'cause
you've been stingy with that 5th level spell slot all the way
fifth
until
level
now.
spell I have.
Well, you could have upcasted something. Okay.
I could have, yes.
All right. Which brand of Celestial would you like?
I want the offensive one.
Which is that's the Avenger?
Yeah, the one with the bow. Yeah, the Avenger. There we go. And I want it to appear. I'm going to move, which I meant to do before I did that. And then I want it to appear just right in front of me. Right to the south of me, I guess.
Hold on. There's something weird going on with this template I have. I guess the template disappeared with the update, so I'll have to make a new one. I do have to ask you some questions about this Celestial Avengers stats. Okay.
Ask me.
What is its attack modifier?
I'm going to have to look all that up. Wait a minute.
It's your spell attack modifier, actually.
Okay. I still gotta look that up because I don't come up that. How do you figure it?
It's your spell attack modifier. It's proficiency plus your charisma bonus.
Okay, so it's 4 is my proficiency, and my charisma bonus is 3, so it's plus 7.
Okay. I need to know its hit points. I had them prepared for you last time, but then it just disappeared.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe it was the update then.
Yeah.
Well, how do you figure its hit points? Avenger.
Let me see. Hit points, it says see notes. Oh, that's so helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, this won't even pop up. It won't even pop up for me, the spell. It won't let me see the...
I know. No, I was under the impression that this thing was not gonna... It was already there, but of course they don't even make it. All right, let me just look it up. I'll look it up. Celestial Spirit. You call forth a Celestial Spirit. Concentration 1 hour. The corporeal form, let me see. Okay, armor class is going to be 16 because that's the spell level plus 11. Hit points is add 10 for each spell level above 5th. So because this is a 5th level spell, the hit points are going to be exactly what it originally is, which is going to be 40. The healing amount I've fixed. Attack bonus I fixed. Damage I fixed. (2d6 plus 7 radiant damage). The Celestial Spirit makes the number of attacks equal to half its spell level rounded down, which is 2 attacks. There we go. That wasn't that was not that painful. It could have been worse.
But it's crazy that it disappeared.
That really pissed me off. Like, how could you make something that I created disappear? Because it used to be there, and now it's not there anymore. And now even my token, that awesome token that I had, has disappeared. Okay, Celestial Spirit goes into initiative. It is allied to you. Where do you want to put him?
Just about 2 spaces south of me.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
like
You guys have the surprise, so the spirit's not going to act until the beginning of the next turn. Okay. Anything else on your turn? That was enough.
That's enough. Did you say? As a bonus, I can still do it. Can I do a bonus action?
Sure.
On this turn?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see what I got left. Yeah, I still have a class or a level 2 spell, so I'm going to go ahead and cast the Spirit Guardian, Spirit Warrior, I should say. Spiritual Weapon, dang it.
I know what you're talking about. I hope they didn't erase that thing, too. Just drop it where you want it.
I will. I'm going to drop it over here. Where's the hag at?
Hag's where the arrow is pointing. Oh, you guys don't even see the arrow, do you?
I don't see anything.
What is
I
going
see
on
the
here?
hag. I do see the hag. But
Yeah.
But there it is. It's filled up. And I can go ahead and attack, right? With my spiritual weapon.
Yes, on the same turn.
Alright. That's a hit. Okay, and then I will end my turn. That's all I can do right now. Okay.
All right.
Tiny's back in.
All right, now it's Zarek's turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna use a bonus action and use one of those, the psychic die, and bump it up a d4.
Okay.
And I'm going to take my attack with the Gelzor and swing.
Go ahead. You get advantage because you have surprise.
Nice.
Okay. So hit 1.
That's a hit. 21 points of damage on the hag.
Hit 2.
Nice.
That's a critical hit.
Oh my god. All right. So just so I remember, John, just press critical. That's it.
It will automatically double your dice when you roll it.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're right.
That's a big pile of dice. 29 points of damage. Oh. Hag might not even survive to its turn.
One more.
All right.
All right, and that's my turn. Ooh.
All right, we're up to Tolan.
Tolan's gonna use his 5th level spell slot to cast Big B's Hand to go grab the hag. What size is the hag? Is it?
The hag is medium.
Okay. So as a medium creature,
Bro, she's getting walloped.
I'm just grabbing her to grapple her with my big hand for right now. So there we go.
I'm going to take the crabs out of this because it's lagging. So I'm just gonna. The crabs aren't going to be fighting.
I mean, if they're not going to do anything anyway.
Yeah,
then,
yeah. They're commoners. They're just hapless victims of the hag. They're not really capable of fighting.
We would have known that if somewhat would have animal spoke to them.
I know.
No, there's a lot of ways this could have gone.
I'm just kidding.
But I'm glad that you guys chose to drink the Kool-Aid because I got to go through the Halloween special.
Hell yeah.
That was pretty good. It was frustrating, but it was still pretty fun.
All right, Tolan, you got Big B's hand on her. Roll or save.
So I don't really have a script for this save. It's a strength check.
Oh, okay. I can roll it on her behalf.
You gotta go against my 20.
I will roll it on her behalf. She doesn't have much of a strength to be able to contest that. Let's see. She doesn't have athletics or acrobatics, so she's just gonna roll flat strength. Nope. You win.
Okay. Alright, and now that I have her grabbed, I can then do some bludgeoning damage to her. Oh,
Bludgeon away.
I forgot to actually put that on her, so want to just subtract 6 from her?
I will subtract 6 from her. She is not looking like she can survive much more.
1, 2, 3, 7. And I'll move over here. And then that will end my turn.
All right. The hag, poor hag, doesn't even get a turn. Your Celestial Spirit Avenger is going to turn to the Marrow, who are also big threats. Takes out his Radiant Bow, has 2 attacks on the Marrow. Oh, and your Celestial Avenger crits the Marrow.
Nice.
Okay, this makes a second attack. Second attack is also a hit. Then we go down to Dolrak. Nearly destroy that Marrow.
I get advantage.
You get advantage on attacking, and everything's surprised right now. Oh, is that another crit? We're having like a crit party tonight.
Level 2 Divine Smite.
Oh.
You're divinely pissed, aren't you?
You want to end this?
Oh my god.
Dolrak,
80 damage.
Dolrak, you did 80 damage on Belinda. Why don't you take some inspiration for doing that much damage
Okay.
on a killing blow? Do you want to give us the description on how you destroy
I would
this
like
hag?
to give a description of that.
Very good.
As I hold my battle axe high above my head, I said, "To my moon goddess, I shall never, ever defy you. You are my true goddess." And I swing it with all my might, taking her head off at the shoulder blades.
Her head just plops on the ground, does a little roll right into that pool of water as you see the head, and clearly in its final ugly form, just bubbles away.
Hell yeah.
However, her minions are now on the assault. So
I get to attack again then. That was my first attack.
yeah, I know, but what do you? You got 2 Marrow to the south. You can try to attack them.
Yeah, I'm gonna move down there. So here.
Do you have that speed?
This should be.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. We don't have to. We don't have to go crazy with the diagonal rules because I've never played them before. So we'll just go ahead.
Right. Okay. It's a hit.
That's a hit.
Killed that one.
That one is dead.
And now I shall pass my turn.
Very nice. So, as the official combat round begins, we have 2 more Marrows show up out of the pool. More cannon fodder for you to kill. Marrow number 4 is going to pop up right over here. And where's that other Marrow? Marrow number 2 is here, as we know, and Marrow number 3 pops out right in front of you. I don't know what this B9 is. It's annoying me.
Bingo.
Bingo. We are at the top of initiative. You guys hear some shuffling from the other room as the undead come to avenge their master, I guess. And Tiny, you're up.
Okay, let's see. I see these 3 marrow in the pool. And what I'm going to do is I'll use my bonus action to give Dolrak Bardic Inspiration, if I can get my computer to cooperate. Come on. It's a matter of getting Fantasy Grounds to cooperate with me. Oh, come on. A little better. Come on. There we go. Oh, come on, no. Why is it bringing me to...
What's going on?
Well, it's running, like, slow, and it's not able to keep up with what I'm trying to do. Bear with me here.
What are you trying to do? I can do it for you.
Alright, I'll give Dolrak Bardic Inspiration.
Okay, I'll do that.
And then I want to hit the one in front of Dolrak, that's right in front of Dolrak, with a firebolt.
Okay, so I'll give Dolrak Bardic Inspiration, and I will cast Firebolt directly in the one at the one in front of Dolrak. 12 misses. That's what happens when you have the DM roll for you.
Yeah, but that's because I don't know if it's just my computer or if it's Fantasy Grounds, but it's being slow.
My guess is it's probably Fantasy Grounds. Fantasy Grounds just acting up again. All right, Neris, you're up. Anything else on your turn you want to move? I can move for you.
Actually, yeah, bring me between Neris and the Celestial Spirit.
There you go. Neris, you're up.
Okay, so the one guys aren't in here yet.
No, they're on their way.
Healthy. All the marrows are healthy, or?
These 3 haven't been hit yet.
Is that the only 3 in? That's all I see. Is those 3. Is that all that's in here?
Mm-hmm. Currently. Good to go.
Okay. In that case, I will just cast Chill Touch at the first arrow popping out of the pond there, or the pool there. And it will be a miss.
That'll be a miss.
And I will move... The hag's dead.
The hag is very
right.
dead.
She's obliterated.
10, 15. I think the spiritual weapon can only move 20 feet, right? At a time. Yep. So I'll move the spiritual weapon there.
Yeah, and it can't dash or anything.
No,
It can fly.
But still only 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically all I can do, so I'll pass my turn.
Okay, Zarek, you're up.
All right. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I see his red is in the square in front of me, but is that actually, how big is he? And is he okay?
There.
So that's a question.
Because he was between blocks.
All right, so then I will target him.
Oh, you that's a nat 1.
Well, I mean, he had all them really good rolls
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit ago.
You had that 20 earlier. That's why you got it. Oh my goodness! Even a 3 is gonna hit.
Wow.
That's what happens when you That's what happens at higher levels. You're just hitting a lot.
There we go.
That's a hit.
All right, and my turn. So I think I would have killed him if I didn't screw that up, but it's conceivable. But yeah.
Zombie lumbers out of there. Unfortunately, the zombie doesn't have much speed, so it's gonna dash over to here. And it's Tolan's turn.
Zombie with my dress shirt on.
Tolan's gonna move a little bit closer. What he'll do is pretty much over in the back corner, over the pile of water, and he will cast a fireball to catch those 3 creatures.
I knew that's what he was going to do.
Yep.
I knew it.
Hey, it'll be cast at 4th level because I'm on the 3 spell slots.
A fireball is actually the exact size of this pool.
Yeah, it is.
Pretty cool.
So I'm not even about to drop him down the token.
It might even catch me a little bit, you think?
No.
He could cast it where it
If I
does.
cast it into the corner, I'll still just catch him.
Okay.
So that's what I will do. This is roll their save.
We got 2 fails and a success.
Wow.
I've casted it to 4th level and the dice.
Get a lot of 1s there.
All 3 of them are still alive.
Yeah, that's a good try.
And then
The one on the corner is really badly messed up.
okay, and then bonus action, Big V's hand is going to move down to next to this creature and punch it in the face as it's coming all the way down there.
I really like the look of that token.
Yeah, that's cool.
It is.
Oh, and it missed.
Big B's hand, Big B's celestial hand
It's the
missed.
first time casting it, I don't got full control, so I just like scoop by it instead of actually hitting it. A giant fist comes flying by it. And then that'll be the end of it.
All right. Celestial Avenger is going to, since the zombie is so close to it, he's going to attack that zombie. With his radiant bow, zombie he's gonna ensure that if he kills it, it doesn't come back up. That's 1 hit. And a second hit. Zombie dies and does not come back up because it's incurred radiant damage, so it goes away.
Good celestial.
We got the next in line and the zombie little zombie conga line. Comes out, makes it up to here. But that's a dash action for the zombie. The Marrow now is going to return the favor, looks at Dolrak and is going to use multi-attack. The Marrow makes 1 with its bite and 1 with its claws. So first comes the claws. It's going to be a bad miss, and then second comes the bite. Also a miss. Next on the zombie conga line, next one comes out. Marrow number 2. He's gonna dip down and then come up. Does he have the speed? Yes, he does. He's got the speed to come out and pay Tolan a visit. He's got 2 attacks, 1 bite and 1 claw. First, he's gonna do claw.
second weed.
Misses. And then his bite. Misses.
Nice. Good dodging there.
Next on the zombie Congo line, this guy saunters out of the room. He's a zombie with a tranquil, sick walk. See, he's got some special stats because of the special label. You see
He's
that?
like the king, that zombie king that was down back there by the.
Yeah, you're
pool,
thinking
isn't
this zombie maybe used to be a monk because he seems to be very more dexterous than the other zombies. Okay, Shalandra is going to back up a little bit and then fire at the one that's attacking Tolan with her crossbow. She hits.
Good job.
Fires a second time. Oh,
more
the
damage this
second
time,
one is
please.
a miss.
Oh,
I rolled that, but I must have targeted myself by mistake. Hold on, let me fix that. She shouldn't have hit. That is 16. And then we go to Dolrak.
Attack the one to the south of me.
Yeah, he's going to be in a range he can hit. They get up to the edge of the pool to attack you.
Another crit.
Is that another crit? Man, we're having a good night tonight.
did you buy some new dice?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ouch. Okay.
My second hit or second attack.
That's the way to be optimistic.
Another hit.
All right. That's good night for that marrow.
Tonight, Irene.
Just
Five
floating there in the
for
water. Belly up.
And then I still have my movement. So I'm gonna put myself in the melee. No, I'm gonna put myself in the melee range over here.
Nice.
'Cause I think Zarek should be able to handle that with Bigsby's hand.
Tolan's
And then I'll.
I
Yeah.
got a spiritual weapon that's in range with that for that one too, if I ever get to it.
Yeah. So I'll go to there, and I moved my turn.
Oh, we still got that guy too.
Oh, and now your friend shows up.
Sparrow 4 should be up.
That horrible no, this guy is in it. He pops up. It's his turn.
Oh, okay, I see.
This horrible armored undead, this dread warrior, saunters up. He's gonna have the speed to come over and attack you, and you can tell this guy is different than the other zombies. He's wielding this massive battle axe, and he looks like he's wielding it very well. So he's gonna swing on you with his battle axe.
Oh, wow. Plus
He hits
12.
Oh, the vicious undead. Now that he hit you with the battle axe, if he hits you a second time, he gets extra damage.
Yuck!
Uh-oh.
No.
So yes, so now you see the real dangerous enemy is revealed. And then we have Meryl number 4, who's almost dead. he's gonna go Hail Mary on Zarek and try to claw and bite him. But he's not gonna survive very long. That's a miss. And that's another miss. We're back up on top of initiative with Tiny.
All right. Let's see. Oh. Try to clear these zombies as much as I can. Let's see. You know what I'm gonna do? Well, I have a 4th level spell slot. I think what I want to do is I want to cast Shatter using a 4th level spell slot.
Do you need help in targeting and stuff? Like, is your fantasy grounds working okay? I can help you. But...
It's working a little faster, but not. All right, so target this guy, and this guy.
I only see one guy targeted.
Yeah, I'm trying to target the other two.
Right,
but...
let me help you. There you go. You got everybody targeted.
Yeah, I want to cast Shatter, and in a way that these guys are on kind of the outskirts of it, so it doesn't hit Dilrak.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, I'll do that. And then I'll do the save, and I'm upcasting it to 4th level because I have a 4th level slot. I don't have any 2nd level slots, so well, I guess we'll start with the saves.
You got 3 failures and 1 success.
Alright, so for the damage, I'm going to have to...
Easiest way is drag out the damage, right click while you're dragging to add an extra dice, and then just...
Alright, so that's 2nd level, 3rd level, 4th level.
There you go.
And those that pass take half, and those that failed take all of it.
Yep.
That's my 4th level slot. I can go into... Oh, come on. Stupid. Oh, come on, computer. Can you stop being slow for once in your life?
What's going on? I can help you, whatever you're trying to accomplish.
I was just trying... Well, I'll just end my turn now, and then I'll deal with it when... Because it doesn't have to be my turn to deal with it. I just wanted to click that I cast a 4th level spell.
Oh, okay. Neris, you're up.
Oh, okay. That kind of sucks. It just going so slow for you, but
yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
if it's computer or fantasy grounds.
I think it's fantasy grounds because with each update, some random horrible stuff happens, like this B9 stuff. I don't know what the hell's coming from.
So I'm going to cast Chill Touch.
And also, my animations have stopped working. Looks like.
Yeah,
On the,
I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't have enough RAM to deal with it all.
That's okay. I don't care if the animations aren't working. That's not the big deal in the game. It's not like what wizards are trying to do. Like,
oh yeah,
That was at the Dread Warrior.
that is a hit on a Dread Warrior.
So he can't regenerate.
He can't regenerate, but
And there we go. And now let me do the damage.
Oh, I'm supposed to have 16 gigabytes of RAM. What the hell?
Okay.
the Dread Warrior, miraculously, you didn't know this, but actually is not immune to necrotic damage, like most undead.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna.
Of course, it has a special effect against undead. Oh no, it's just against anybody that can't recoup their hit points. It's not against undead specifically. So yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I guess I was lucky.
No, lots of undead have straight up immunity, especially at higher levels. They get necrotic immunity, like the vampires from before.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and move my Watcher's Punishment and then attack and try to help out my friend Tolan over here.
That's a hit.
Okay.
Nice.
Did it go on him?
Yes.
Okay. And that's all I can do, so I will pass my turn.
All right, we're up to Zarek now.
Wow.
That Meryl's gone.
Move up to this one, help out my buddy. Yeah, but there we go, close enough. And then I'll use my remaining 20 feet, 5, 10, 20. There we go.
Oh,
Miss. All right.
that's the only way you're gonna miss is if you roll a net one. Because these things' armor class are so low.
It happens, right?
Five. Unfortunately, I can't get okay, but what I'll do is I will cast Toll the Dead on the most imposing creature over there, the Dread Warrior. And
Absolutely the most imposing. Everything else is just cannon fodder. Oh no. he rolled a nat 1. Too bad they can't crit fail.
And then, for kicks and giggles, Big D's hand's gonna come over here and give it a punch also. Or Tolan's hand is going to punch the big old warrior.
Your hand misses
And it
again.
misses.
The warrior
getting
is
used to-
heavily armored. You realize it's kind of hard to hit.
And I'm still getting used to controlling this big hand. I'm used to having such a small hand, and that will be the end of it.
All right, the Celestial Avenger is going to clean up some of these zombies. Shoots a radiant bow at this zombie. That zombie goes down without any hope of resurrection. And shoots another radiant bow at the other zombie. That zombie also goes down without any hope of resurrection. Zombie number 1 is going to do a Hail Mary on Dolrak. I don't even think he can possibly roll high enough to hit Dolrak, but we'll see. Nope. And he only gets 1 attack. I just got a big error message showing up. Okay. Shalandra is going to shoot her heavy crossbow at that last zombie. She rolls a nat 1. She shoots a second heavy crossbow. That one's a hit. Full damage. And then we're up to Dolrak.
Okay. I'm going to use a Thundering Smite as my bonus action. And this is the strength save.
That's after you hit. Yes.
Okay.
This guy is wearing a full set of plate mail. I'm assuming you're attacking that Dread Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah. These are Thay thralls. That's a hit.
It's a hit. Now he does his thing.
Well, you roll damage first, and then he rolls that strength save.
That way he's not around or not.
So that's enough to kill him. Despite
Okay.
you don't even need him to roll anything, he's dead.
Okay, and then now I'll use my next attack on this little feller.
That technically I have to wait until next turn for him to try to redo a fortitude, zombie fortitude, but your Celestial Avenger puts a radiant arrow through it, so it can't regenerate. And you're done. Because there's no point in going through the entire round again.
Everybody's does re-roll it.
You guys quickly finish off these horrible creatures. The hag is now dead. You guys have the attuned crystal. You guys look around, and the hag has a really fancy-looking shiny scarf. And she drops her attuned crystal, her attunement crystal. And once you go back and you start searching her body, you find the real treasure that you've been looking for, which is the map of the Doom Vault.
Nice.
Sweet.
So here's the parcel. You don't find any gold on her because she doesn't seem like she's keeping any gold on her. She has a lot of these little kind of like sea creature eggs and stuff like that. Don't seem to be of any value to you.
Okay. I believe we'll search the pile of stuff.
I want to show you the map, but Fantasy Grounds is hiding it from me right now, and I don't know why.
Because it's running like molasses in January.
Well, no, that's not my problem. My problem is there's things that used to be there last week that aren't there anymore.
Huh.
Like this map.
A black pearl, whatever a gorget is.
Oh, yeah, I asked what a gorget. I meant to ask, but I was muted.
What was that?
What the gorget set is with aquamarines.
Gorget,
like a jewelry?
Gorget is a very, very expensive piece of jewelry, worth a lot of gold. As a matter of fact, it's worth 1,000 gold.
Oh. Who needs gold when we got a gorget?
The problem is, if you take it back to Mogwai, he'll rip you off for it. Unless you guys want to keep it until you finish the adventure. Mogwai is charging you a big premium to use his services.
Well, we can hold it in reserve if we actually need some money by the end of this to buy some more potions or scrolls or something. Can we go ahead and attune her key to our key?
Yeah, if you open up the key, you can look at the attunements. I'm trying to find the damn map, and I don't know why it's, for whatever reason, the map is disappeared. Oh, this is very frustrating because...
Well, I think we're in the spawn pool, aren't we?
Yes, you are in the spawn pool. I found the map. Good news.
Yay!
I had to find it deep within the files of this module because, for whatever reason, Fantasy Grounds decided to make it disappear. So, first...
We can't. Did you stop talking or?
No, I didn't.
We just. Oh, okay. We can't hear you. Okay.
You finally, now you see where how big the damn Doom Vault is. You unfurl Belinda's map, and you kind of it takes you a while to even figure out where the hell you are in this map, but you realize that you are in the Predator's pools, which is over here. I will add a link to the map to the glyph key attunements notes,
Okay.
so you guys can always go back and reference the map when you need it.
I thought you put that there.
Spawn pool's in there because it won't let me open it. I was going to edit that.
You should be able to edit it. You can't?
No, it won't. It says read only.
I thought I unlocked it. What is going on?
Yeah, it's read.
Oh, it used to be unlocked. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to update the document so you have. So if you open up the glyph key, it says Tangus gift glyph key. It says spawn. The key is attuned to the spawn pools and to the pools of devotion. So when I show you blood pools and
Predator pools.
So this is where I'm going to organize it for you. So you have certain sectors and then you have zones.
Okay.
So you have attunements to 2 sectors and 2 zones. 2 sectors and several zones. Fiendish Arena is where you came in, and I'm going to mark off that you use the black gate there, because if you use it again, you're incurring the risk of a alarm. That is the only black gate you've used is in the Abyssal Prisons in the Fiendish Arena. You use that black gate to get into this the Doom Vault. Now you have 3 black gates that you potentially can use. These black gates can go to any other black gates, or they can go back to the gatehouse where you can safely take a rest. However, just keep in mind, once you use a black gate, you are risking alarm if you ever use that black gate again.
Now, if we go back to rest, then when we go back, does that count as a use of that black gate?
Anytime you go in or out of the black gate, that counts as a use. So, but however, you have 4 black gates to use in the predator pools. You get it? So you can go in one of these black gates and come out another one of these black gates, and you'll be okay. But if you choose to go through a black gate, either one way or the other, if you choose to go through the same black gate twice, you're running a risk. Okay. It's a really risky roll.
As long as there are multiple gates, we can come back through another gate
exactly.
into the same area and not incur a risk.
So think of the black gates as a resource. You have a limited amount of incursions through the black gates. And
it's going to be tough.
This is how you have to they want you to play this adventure, this mega dungeon, is you only had this many incursions into the dungeon before you you can always risk activating the red wizard's alarm. If you activate the alarm and the red wizards come after you, you're in trouble.
I think we need to go back to the home page
because we can go in and out as many times as we want, right?
White gates don't matter. The only thing about white gates is they block your progress unless you have zone attunement. It's the black gates that make it that matter, because they're the actual.
If you go through it one way, you can't go back through it the opposite way.
No,
but you can use the gate twice.
No, no. If you go through it one way and come back the opposite way, it's the same thing. It's using it twice. So you incur the same risk.
But not you're talking about the black gates, though.
Yeah, the black gates.
Right.
The white gates don't. The white gates are only barriers, and they don't matter. It doesn't matter how many times you go through them.
As long as we have attunement to that region where the white gates are, we can go through any white gate in that region.
Exactly. So
they're just like a door. They're just like a locked door that can only be unlocked by having attunement. Okay.
Can the white gate be used to go back to Thyrana, or is it only black gate can go back to
Just the black gates.
Only black gates can teleport you. A black gate can take you to any other black gate, can also take you to the gatehouse. However, if you take a black gate into another black gate you've already used, then you're doing that penalty.
Okay.
So this is the idea is that they're trying to the black gates are a resource you can only use once, and you get several black gates, but if you exhaust the black gates, then you're just gonna have to risk it and see if you can defeat a whole bunch of red wizards.
I think we need to go back to the gatehouse because we've been here too long for one thing, and we need a rest anyway. And what about his warlock levels? He going to get to do that if we go back?
Once you defeated the hag, you gain a warlock level. You level up the next time you take a long rest.
Okay.
So, which is if you're going back right now, you're going to be able to.
I think we should go back now, guys. Since we still, we got 4 black gates here in this area, so we need a rest badly, and we can't long rest in here. It's too big of a risk.
Talk to Serrano on that one place too.
What now?
Oh yeah, talk to her on that stone.
We can go to that stone and talk to her.
Exactly,
also.
that's another little trick. So anytime you reach one of those stones, you can use the stone to speak to Serrano.
Well, if you have something you want to say before we go, then go back, because we got to go back. We could talk to her when we get there, but...
Let's make sure it's okay to go back. It could be that something happening
well,
there.
Let's go talk to Serrano then.
Yeah, let's do that.
Very good. So you go back to that stone. That's in that room with where the undead came from originally. And as you get back to that stone, you press press your glyph key to the stone. And what happened? Oh my goodness! Did they eliminate one of my? Never mind. Okay, I'll deal with that later. Fantasy Grounds update just destroyed one of my maps.
That's crazy.
Well, what it did is I think it unloaded a module that unloaded the map or whatever.
Is there a way to back that stuff up?
Not really. When they're doing stuff like this, not really. Like, I used to think that you could back up NPCs, like you're a Celestial Avenger, but apparently they can go after those things as well.
Yeah. This update it even said like, oh, once you open up your game and this, you're not gonna be able to go back to old stuff. So
yeah, I did say that when I first started.
Yeah, it was a funky update.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Nothing I can't deal with. I can fix this stuff later. Okay, so as you know, it's Serrana. You don't see her. The glyph, the contact stone is a sound only. So as you contact Serrana, she says yes. Have you made progress?
Go ahead, Tolan.
Well, yes. I think we almost cleared this area. Did we actually go south into the blood pool?
So you guys walk over to the contact stone and you notice that all those civilians that had been captured by the hag, now they just look totally lost. They're just wandering around. They're like, please help us. Where are we? Oh my god, I need to get back.
Ask her if we could bring them back with us and that she could transport them back out into the real world.
Serrana says, if you have found captives inside the Doom Vault, you can bring them out here, but I do not have enough arcane powers and energy among the 5 of us who are holding this gate open to play charity and save everyone that needs to be saved. They will be safe here, however, but it's very important. If you are done with your present incursion, you must come back immediately. There's something of great importance I must show you.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we'll bring the prisoners back with us and they can live there until we're done with the new vault, I guess.
So, including Shalandra, who is somebody you helped save.
Right.
You guys, which black gate are you using to return? Just
I
pick.
just got a question. Does anyone remember if we went to the blood pool area?
Well, either way, we gotta go back.
Yeah, but my question is, which black gate are you using so I can check it off as used?
Okay, so
I don't have the map up, so whoever wants to pick one, go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out where we came in.
You guys came in a different sector. You guys came in Abyssal Prisons to the north.
There it is.
So right now you have the option of warrior pools, spawn pools, blood pools, or the pools of devotion. Now you haven't actually been to the pools of devotion yet, so I don't think you can really use that one.
Pool of Devotion, isn't that where we fought the turtle?
No, that's you look at the map and that's actually.
Predator,
I'm sorry, I meant the blood pools. You haven't been there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't think we made it to the blood pools yet. But, since we gotta head back, I guess, is there a black gate?
The black gate that's the closest to where you originally came from is the pools of devotion.
Is the spawn pools?
Spawn pools is actually closer to where you are now. You look at the map and you realize that the black gate for the spawn pools is underwater.
Do we want to stay dry or go somewhere? Between spawn pools and
that's
warrior
wrong
pools, is that a
map.
black gate
Crap.
or is that a white gate?
The warrior pools has a gate, and the spawn pools also has a gate, and the pools of devotion also has a gate. Between those gates, there are white gates.
Okay.
But you have access to all the white gates in the sector at this point because you have attunement.
Okay.
So none of the white
Wow.
gates can stop you now.
Well, how far down and how deep is the gate that's underwater?
You're not sure, but the map says it's underwater.
Didn't we
I think
see
we
it?
saw it. We
Yeah, that's why I thought we saw it, but that's why I can't remember.
Yeah, you might have seen it on your way down to meet the hag for the first time. It's a good 30 feet or so underwater.
Let's use the one in the warrior pool.
Dude, why don't we use the one that's underwater and use a bubble to get down to it? Because I'd rather go through the one underwater than to have to come out through the one underwater.
Okay. But if we were getting
If that makes
out of
sense.
there,
All right, so it doesn't take too much effort. You guys go up to that room with the one that's underwater. That's the room directly north of the room with the undead, and you've been there before when the hag took you up there. You dive in. At this point, you've killed all the marrows, so there's no hostiles down there. 30 feet of swimming is no problem. You don't have to roll a check. And you guys get down to the black gate, and you activate the black gate. And finally, you guys are transported out of this horrible place, back
Oh my
into the
God.
gatehouse with a big splash of water pooling around you on the floor. I'm going to mark off that you have used the spawn pool gate.
I had one spell slot left.
Number one. Now, would that
Well,
be
the next
where-
time when you go back in there, now you're aware of how this dungeon works.
You're breaking up.
Oh, so what I was saying is now you're aware of how this dungeon works, so you're prepared next time.
Yeah, a little bit better.
Exactly. So that first incursion into the dungeon was more like learning how the dungeon works. So as you come out, Sarana looks around at all these people that you've brought with you, and Sarana just kind of shakes her head. She says, "You can't save everyone that the Red Wizards have imprisoned. There are hundreds, thousands. Just, think about who you have to bring out. Because because the more people we have inside this pocket dimension, the more likely intruders will break into it. And then Cyrana looks around and sees Zarek, and she says, "You brought a planeswalker out here."
Yeah, introduce yourself, Zarek.
I am Zarek of Sarai.
She says, "Agith Sarai, how unusual." And she asks you about how the Red Wizards have actually captured you and how you ended up hold on. And ended up in this kind of predicament. And as she listens to you, you can tell that she knows exactly what you're talking about. She actually seems to be a very knowledgeable, very high intelligence, high lore kind of character. She knows all about the Gith and their connection to the sword. And she says, "Are you aware that here in this demi-plane, we are susceptible to the Gith Yankee? They can sense that sword on you."
Yes, I would be aware of that, unfortunately.
She looks at the rest of you. She says, "Well, if you believe that this is a risk worth taking, I can take the risk. But I can tell you that if the Gith Yankee pour into this plane, we are all doomed." She says, "I can barely hold the plane together myself." And you can see she and her kind of rebel, she and her little rebel force. They are busy holding concentration to hold the portal open and to mask your presence inside the Doom Vault. She says, but regardless, there's something that I must show you." She asks all of you to come up to the portal as she starts conjuring up an image inside the portal. She says, I understand that in order to find me, you had to agree to the plans of Gafna. You had ignited a rune powder bomb, one of astronomical proportions that the realms have never seen, in the middle of Eltabar. She kind of looks at you with this kind of like this cold stare. Is that correct?
No. We tried to stop it.
You obviously
it happened because we wasn't able to stop it.
You obviously could not stop it, but also, as I had spoken to Gafna, it could not have happened without you. If you had not cleared the sewers and made it safe for them to transport the rune powder, they never would have acquired that much. If you had not infiltrated the noble party and told them the location of the Tharkion, they never would have been able to find the right spot and the right time to ignite it. So you may have attempted to stop it at the very last moment, but unfortunately, you are somewhat culpable for what has happened. And she says, and I feel that it is imperative for me to show you. And she says, "Behold, what your actions have wrought." And you look upon the pool that she conjures before you, and an image starts to show, sort of like a 3D kind of image, is kind of floating out of the water, and you clearly see that the entire city of Eltabar is in ruins, like complete rubble. And then she says, "Look closely." And the image zooms in to the exact location where you guys had the bomb went off. And you look at it, and this is what you see in that location. It appears.
I don't really see anything. So.
Oh, it's loading.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is.
It appears to be something you can hardly fathom. It is some sort of spatial anomaly of reality, like a black hole that appears to be sucking swirling around, and all matter and objects around it appear to be kind of getting warped. The hole itself is kind of impenetrable to your sight. You can't see into it. It's just pure blackness. And Sarana looks at all of you and she says, "Yes, the High Council of Thay have. This is something we've never seen before. The High Council of Thay have named it. We call it the Black Flame."